Yo, what's going on, everybody? Let me join Discord as well so we have both going. He said yo, intro confirmed. Good afternoon, Ryan. Good afternoon, Sinful. What's up, Big Rollout? What's up, Mikey? What's up, Chuck? What's up, German? How you doing, man? So I did miss quite a bit, but there's still a lot to look at here. So if you guys have been looking at the levels I've been posting each and every day, you should have been able to navigate at least part of the market. I don't blame you guys if you haven't been trading the past few days because of volatility. Again, that's totally fine. But the levels have been very helpful lately. So even though we took a lot larger of a gap down than I anticipated, you know, I kind of was. I think I posted 518, 525. Like, look in this area, we can look for some holding. But that never happened. They gapped down all the way to 510s, which is insane. Well, 511s, then they moved down to 510 doji. You know what I mean? But either way, they held support at 510.75, 506.35, which if you go to the daily, we have a demand here between 493 and 546. We have a old supply that was turned into short-term support that was never really retested ever again. This is kind of the first time it's ever been tested since that breakout between 506 and 510.75. So there's a huge area here that needs to be tested. There's a smaller area here. There's a bigger demand here. Small area of supply that we kind of got to get back over. Support that has been broken down, and another area of support that has been broken down. I think this is the gap fib though between here, so that's why we're still leaving that there. Same for this one. But if you go down to the 5-day 5-minute, you'll see where we gapped down to was that area. Held support above a short-term area, so just good show of hands by bulls. And then this is just them working up. This isn't anything special. This is special though. The fact they came back down here again toward the end of the day before today, held this as support, closed up a little bit higher, and the fact that we're gapping up, holding that next area as support and moved up again is a very good sign. So I would definitely say most of the scare is gone from what you witnessed here. A lot of that was again from the Japan news, but we had our own news as well from Warren Buffett and a couple other people, so that wasn't very helpful. But really good show of hands by bulls the past 2 days. But again, volatility probably made this a little bit hard to trade all the way up. So if you kind of chilled at the beginning and then worked your way into the trading it more, good for you. What's up, Sean? And what is up, John G? Good to see you guys. I'm also on Discord if you guys don't care to hear the music. But in short summary, that's basically what's happened. Not much else to cover. We're just going to kind of go over the market itself now. So tech, huge recovery. You can see this is where they initially had their bigger gap down. They're pretty much already almost filling that again, which that was kind of the scary one. You can see healthcare holding this 148.27 as support. This looks like a launch pad as long as this area, this highlighted area, is holding. So that's very good. I mean, our two largest sectors are showing good life. Third largest, banks, still moving up very well. They're not quite up to their gap fill or the area, but that looks, we at least see the highlighted area they need to get over, retest and hold to push higher, or we see them reject and they push lower, for all we know. But at least we know where to look. Discretionary, kind of the same story, and about the same story for comms. not quite getting to their gaps, but holding the recent area as support with a lot of room above. So it looks like we're about to see some more upside over the next couple days, unless we see these recent supports just give out. So going into kind of the end of today and tomorrow, we're going to be looking under the previous day, today's close when it happens, slash today's highs. Anything else cool happen? NVIDIA, nothing new there. Poor AMD can't catch a break. But how's everyone else been? How have you guys been during this market? As you guys know, I try not to stream or trade as much during these kinds of days because a lot of people just think that the market moves off of numbers and stuff like that. But implied volatility and volatility are some of the most important things in the market, and they can make or break your trade. If you guys have ever felt that feeling where you're in the right side of the trade, but you still don't make money, like it goes up and you're in calls, but you're still not making money or it's not moving as much, that's because you have IV fighting against you. Your contract's not as favorable towards you as you think. So it just makes trading really hard. But it's really not really good to trade on days like that. Like yesterday, especially. I would say today is a lot better, but yesterday especially, just because of the large move. If you think about it too, where did we close on Friday? We closed on 530. Let's just say 533. So try to count this with me. So we 533 all the way down to 511. So let's just say $22, right? That's $22 of movement. Where did they go from here to here? From 511 to 523s. So what's that? 12. So what do we have here? 33 or 23, sorry. Or 22 plus 12, what's that? 34. So $34 of movement. And all we did was do this to this. $34. That's crazy. That already alone is insane. So if you were finding trades yesterday and you weren't making money because the contracts weren't moving that well, that's most likely why. It's because you weren't trading favorable contracts. Which that doesn't mean that there's always going to be one. There isn't always a favorable contract. Sometimes there isn't. AMD is hot garbage, kinda wanna buy it. You today, RTX calls did not move. That's honestly a big reason I'm not in RTX calls anymore. It has nothing to do with I don't think the play can go anymore. No, I think RTX can definitely go more. But once this day reached here, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm out of this play, because even if something happens or even if volatility steps in, like that's just gonna ruin the play short term, and we can always get back in because that's still a beautiful chain and a beautiful stock to look at, RTX. So you'll definitely see me enter that again in lifetime, but I'm not doing it yet. But I'm glad to see that you experienced that, so now you know in the future what that feels like, or at least how to avoid it, because it's definitely not cool to trade with high volatility. And you're going to definitely experience that when we have large drops like that. Yeah, I've only been watching this chart lately. I just kind of like, once we made that huge move, I was like, you know what? I want to restart my chart. I'm going to just focus on supply, demand, a couple gap fibs, and that's literally it. And then, then I can add my smaller time frame levels as much as I want. And it's been pretty helpful for this big drop, because it's, again, like I said, a sizable move. It's pretty large. Been riding the chip stocks up today. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you've caught any of these plays back up over the past couple days, good for you, seriously. Because there's been some pretty massive recoveries in some of these huge drops, which, good. There should be. Good job, Sean. Good to hear. Yo, fam, what's up, Carter? He said, been getting wrecked lately. Yeah, I think a few people have. Do you recommend trading at all while VIX is this high? It's not even VIX. It's not even the VIX that I'm talking about, though. That's just that's just market volatility. I'm just talking about the individual chain's IV, implied volatility. Now, if you see volatility move up this much in one session, yeah, you probably could just chill for a second, because that's a lot. That's why I was breaking down in how many dollars did this move, because that shows me that this had an insane amount of movement. Because if you go to the trading chain, if you go to the option chain, you ever see these numbers right here? This is implied volatility. And I've gone over this a few times in here. I have a couple videos on it already. But does anybody in here not know what this means? Because if you don't, then you seriously need to rethink your trading. I've gone over this in the past. I've highly recommended not trading unless you understood what this was, because this is like the basics of trading. But implied volatility, very, very important. So let's say your starting price is 520. I'll give you guys the easy, or let's just say 500. So it's a really easy number to remember. And this number here says plus minus 3.456. Let's just say it's 3.5, right? So that means, and again, if you split that in half, what would that be? That'd be about, let's just say it's 3. It's $1.50 if you split it in half. So that'd be 501.50, 485.50. That'd be like your furthest extent of the range. And then you could also add the full-on number. 3.5 as your fullest target to the upside, and then your fullest target to the downside. So that would be 503.50 and 496.50. Is that right? Yeah, 496.50. That'd be your furthest target. So you'd have 498.50, 496.50, 501.50, 503.50. That would be your kind of two deviations outside of that initial starting price that we saw at 500 flat. So from there, if price moves any more than that, that is irregular. That is crazy. It's insane. Like that's how we should see it if it surpasses one or two of, especially two of those numbers, right? Because now we know it's breaking the furthest extent of what our expected range was supposed to be. So if we move outside of that, it's a lot of movement. Implied volatility is going to be very whack. It doesn't even matter what VIX is at. But you could also add that too, and I don't ever really look at VIX, I'm going to be honest with you. But if you see VIX, where did it move from? 23.50 to 55.60s. It hasn't done that in a long time. So I think it's safe to say that, yeah, there's probably an increase in implied volatility. It doesn't even matter that this jumped up to a certain number. So I wouldn't say, because it's this high, no, you shouldn't trade. I would never say that. It's actually kind of a crazy chart to look at. You should actually only look at VIX in terms of historical events. Because if you track back each of these rises and each of these dips, there's a actual reason why. It's not just like rebalancing or anything weird like that, like the market structuring it. It's literally based off historical events for the most part. Each of these spikes, Google it. Google October, what happened in October of 08. I think we all know that one. What happened in August of 2015? What happened in, do the big ones. What happened in February of 2020? Probably an election. You know, so look at that stuff. That's how you should look at VIX. You shouldn't look at VIX in terms of like, if it's a certain number, should I trade it or not? My dog is freaking out. Miss you, bro. Been saying to myself lately, not trading for sure, just watching and focusing on being confident in our system. And the levels have been respecting so nicely. Good. As long as you're just day-to-day reviewing what the levels are, and then how did the market react with those levels after the market's closed, so you can get some good reviewing time in. That's all that matters. You don't have to be actively trading to be growing. You guys, I hope you guys know that too. You don't need to be actively trading all the time. It's really good to get those just really slow steps in. And I know what you're gonna say. I've heard it a million times. I own a whole Discord of people just like you. There is a huge excuse that you give yourself where you're like, yeah, but I really need to make money, right? It does not matter. That does not matter. If you start thinking about your need of money while you're trading, you're going to just start blowing trades, and you're going to start just blaming random shit, and you're never going to grow. So don't give yourself that weird reason to keep you going. It's definitely not a good reason. Because it's like, yeah, no shit, everybody needs money. No problem, Ryan. Good. I mean, you didn't really ask, but good breakdown. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Exactly. If you do think about the outcome, you're literally screwed. You're never going to make a good decision. And even if you did, you wouldn't know that you did, because you wouldn't know how to gauge that you made a good decision. That's the whole point. Yeah, very good show of hands last 2 days by bulls. And remember, guys, don't just look at SPY when you say that. Make sure you're looking at each of your top 5 sectors for the most part. Going through these and understanding, okay, but this one's lagging, this one's doing that. So now you know, okay, it's a market-wide hold. Every sector at least held something and at least pushed up a little bit. Did all of them move up the same extent? No. Okay, well, which ones didn't move up as much? That's what you should be going to look at right now. Same with IWM and QQQ. You know, are these truly at the same spot of their charts as SPY is? You know, in respects to their drops. But is there any charts or anything you guys want to go over or look at? We can look at swing trading stuff too. We can look at day trading stuff. We can just keep looking at charts. We can go over some level stuff if you want. We can look at a different chart just altogether. I know you guys are probably already tired of looking at the overall market, but in terms of trading it right now, you know, pretty good retest coming off of this for bulls, but vice versa. I think a lot of bears are probably looking to see, does this end up holding as a resistance, and if so, probably going to be looking to see if you can get a rejection. So looking for a hit and then a lower high of that hit and then a breakdown. So bears could be looking for some pressure to possibly show up here, but I wouldn't just jump into puts randomly just because we have been on a pretty nice recovery since the big drop. But also on the other end of things, it's good to also look at the bigger time frame. I think I'm actually just going to clean this chart off and I'll fix it later. But just pretty cool to see where we've dropped. If you go to the monthly time frame, I thought this was pretty cool. This is my favorite thing to do on SPY futures especially. So if anybody trades futures or trades after hours or anything like that, overnight trading for futures, definitely use this method on SPY as well as QQQ if you want for /NQ. But if you go to the monthly time frame and you just do your usual charting, just like we do with the daily time frame, you get emerging candles. Grab those emerging candles in the monthly. And once you've done that, go to the daily, zoom in, and it's just kind of cool. You can see, you know, 508, that was a pretty important level. You know, I think at one point, if this would have kept selling, we would have been looking at this level, but we never really got to it, just above it. So pretty cool show of hands there by bulls, but it's not like a random drop though. They didn't just drop randomly from a random area to a random spot. They actually rejected from a really good monthly emerging candle of 550.80s with a very good rejection of a gap fill at the same time on the daily. Very, very clean. Large rejection, as you can see. Then you get that big hammer candle, and they stop right above 527.37 and 523. Very awkward, because I almost promised you a lot of people started buying dips just because of this kind of candle, and it was at a pretty good spot, I can't lie. But not a really good spot in terms of what happened after, of course, because of news. You can see though, where are they recovering to after they fell to another level? What are they recovering to? The other two levels that we were just above, and now I mean, I guess we're above them again. So we're gonna have to see over the next couple days, do we retake these areas? Do we actually hold over this, you know, and build some support here? Even if it looks really ugly like that, doesn't matter, at least they're still holding it. That would be what bulls are trying to work for, right? Whereas bears, they're gonna be wanting to do the opposite. They don't want to show any pressure like that. They wanna keep showing weakness. They want to keep showing rejection. So you're gonna be looking for something like that if you're a bear. It's probably not gonna be instant. Now that we've had this large move, the next biggest move isn't going to be that easy to see. It's not going to be instant either. You're going to have to wait to see probably a couple days, probably a week and a half of setting up. So it's just something cool to think about. But yeah, you can do the same thing here on SPY futures. You can even add in your EMAs or whatever you guys like to look at to kind of help you out with that. But I added some extra levels too on SPY futures just so anybody could see that if they were a futures trader. Just kind of adding the previous day stuff. But yeah, pretty cool show of hands by bulls, holding really well in after hours trading and pre-market, working pretty much the same strength of trend as yesterday. They gave up at about 11:25. They're still going up, and it's past noon right now today, so pretty strong bull chart today in comparison to how they were yesterday. Yeah, and you can see here on the smaller time frames too, using those monthly levels, we're actually above those. They retested it here, worked up, trying to hold it here, so we'll have to look at. This is the full information chart. It has like literally everything from the daily pretty much, and then almost everything from the smaller time frames. I leave some stuff out if it's already covered. The ad-supported version of Disney Plus is rising $2 monthly to $9.99. Disney Plus Premium, no ads, is also going up $2 to $15.99. Hulu with ads will now cost $9.99, up $2, and the ad-free Hulu is going up $1 to $18.99. Why did they do this? Why is Hulu and Disney doing that? They really made those platforms, didn't think that far in the future, and then we're like, you know what? We're just gonna keep making the price go up till this fixes everything. We need to fix our bottom line. Holy crap, Netflix. Damn, that's probably from the ad news. Good call out, whoever said that. Sinful, good call out. Gotta work a bit more. I'll be back in a few. We'll see you, Matty Ice. Thank you for tuning in as much as you could. But yeah, Netflix getting some nice movement because of the ad news from Disney and Hulu. I saw someone type Jesus Netflix and I was like, oh, this is probably connected. Microsoft. Kind of sucks before all the big news too. Google was one of the charts I was starting to like positioning wise. I actually really liked them in this area. And now they're under it. Not a bad chart. Semis, of course, y'all all know their pain. They were already kind of on the downtrend, and then all the news came out, so it was just a lot of blood for those. One of the stocks I did see shining during all of this, actually pretty funny, was McDonald's. Last couple days, they've actually held pretty well. How's tan looking? Solar ETF's really good to look at. Looking pretty weak, actually. A doji. That candle didn't really retake much besides the actual demand itself. And that would just have another super indecisive candle under the previous day high and under that very indecisive candle. So let's keep our eye on tan just to figure out where they're going. Home Depot could be a good buy, but it sucks because earnings is coming up now for that one. And again, that's a really good reason. When I say that, it's good. It's not good for us because the contract's pricing will be a little bit weird. Just because IV will be going up as more people are betting against or with that stock. It's really good. Basically, what you should be doing, honestly, like you should find a small list of stocks, try to get their average implied volatility down. Try to just learn it over time. You're not gonna learn it in a day. And then just don't trade them when they're super high. SPYs, of course, is going to be forever changing, most likely. So it's not going to be the same average percent every single day or every single week because SPYs changing. Alright, I'm going to go back to the small time frames on SPY. If you guys have anything you want me to look at, please just let me know. You can just tag me in Discord or your YouTube or whatever. And let me know. I'm going to just watch SPY for a bit. Check a couple messages, catch up to some people. Really good movement here, though. I'm actually surprised it's still going up after all this time because I feel like noon is like I remember the market scheduling that we talked about where they kind of cut it up into 3 days. You've pretty much done 2/3 of the day just going up, and almost 2/3 of the day yesterday just going up. So, pretty interesting. Not actually 2/3, but you know, regarding our conversation before. 2/3 of the market sessions they kind of give us in one day. Which, if you guys haven't seen that video, I would watch that. That video is definitely helpful for me. I'm the one who made it. It was just cool how you think about the market in that way. He said, streaming services are eventually going to cost as much as cable. How did we get here? Yeah, no, it's funny because, like, there used to be that argument, like, oh, you guys got to get off cable. Streaming services are just so much cheaper and better. And, like, dude, YouTube exists. And now everything has ads and ad services. And it's just crazy. And yeah, everything costs like way more than $10 now. Like, what's even the cheapest streaming service now? All right, but here's a cool question, I guess, then, for everybody who's in the stream, either on Discord or YouTube. If you had to get rid of every single streaming service you have except one, what would be the one that you keep? If you had to get rid of everything, I'm talking about HBO Max, Amazon Prime, you know, for watching Amazon Video, Netflix, I'm really bad memory right now, Hulu, Disney Plus, you know, all the different streaming services, Fubo, does that even count? But what would be the one you keep? Apple TV, maybe? Because there's just so many right now. Duffy. Oh, Crunchyroll. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Anime watchers. I gotta catch up with the post charts channel as well. I didn't get to read Garden Trader's post today. I want to read it now. This morning, SPY is just below 523.57. Previous day high for 22.63. Overnight gap fill. Bulls need to retake these levels and work back towards the 2-day ago previous day low 528.60. Yes, I agree. We have to get through 525 psych. True. 528.83. We had higher lows yesterday and held the 514.92 golden pocket. Bulls are in control until new information tells us otherwise. I love that you put that, because this gives you context before the day's even started. It's like, you know what? I probably shouldn't be looking to just start shorting out the gate. So good for you. Because that gets you in the mindset of looking for bullish retest. Because if you would have seen this, you'd be like, oh, bears, we're under open. It's like, wait. Yes, we are under today's open, but look to your left. It's a good job. Where was I? If these hold back up to new highs below previous day control point, we have 516.78. I just realized what the DE and WE meant. Wow, you are insanely in depth on these. Weekly emerging and daily emerging. You're wild. 510.75 peak and 510.27 previous day low. If no major news comes out today, we could just range around this area. I agree. We've had a lot of movement already this week. I like that you add not just context of levels and what's on the chart, but also just like the market. What just happened? Very, very awesome post. If you guys want to look on how to really plan and really just have good preemptive game plans, just preparing yourself, definitely check out Post Charts channel. Garden Trader 13, definitely very, very in-depth post. That was actually kind of relieving to read. It was nice. He said, that's a sad question. I only like a few things. That's why I asked it, because it's a hard one. He said, Disney would be the go-to, good pricing with the right Verizon plan. Oh, that's true. I forgot Verizon does connect to that. Alright, so Disney's your choice. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what I would pick. I thought I knew what I was going to pick, but then D-Touch threw in Crunchyroll. And I forgot. Oh, wait. I really don't know what I would choose. Let's see what everyone on YouTube's saying. Ryan said I'd probably keep Crunchyroll or Netflix. AR3 said Freevee. Big Rollout said Crunchy, Max, Netflix. See, it's really hard for people to stick with one. Sean Sen said the Pirate Bay. What is that? Why does it look like a pirated website? It's got pirate in the name. Watch, he's about to put us on. It's like the greatest website we didn't know. Unsub all services and wait for Black Friday deal. That's smart too. Just buy everything you can. All I need is YouTube. That's true. Ah, so it looks like it's pretty hard for everybody. Daffy has just informed me he's holding something, so I want to look at the chart because I haven't looked at this in a bit. I'm aware of the sector, but I haven't looked at this chart itself. I probably had a ready-to-go chart right there, and I just deleted it. But I really like to be accustomed to what I'm looking at, so I really like to kind of restart, just kind of get myself back into it. I feel like I definitely need to add... Whoop, that's not good. Need to add from that emerging candle to that emerging candle. Price level tool, and then I'm just adding the halfway point. It's really nothing fancy right here. I've definitely had a lot of people... I have to say it's not fancy, because I've had a lot of people approach me and be like, yo, what are you doing when you're adding that fib in between? It kind of confuses some people, but it's not confusing at all. It's not anything complex. It's actually very, very, very basic. I'm adding a dotted line at the top because this is the all-time high. And I want to add that just because I want to. And same thing for this. I darkened a lot of my colors because I was tired of how bright they were. Alright, so extend this so it doesn't look that weird. Extend this so it doesn't look that weird. And there we go. We're good. I actually like your play. He said he's going to be holding calls 190 strike for this week. Yeah, I was going to say I like it because it's an IB, but it's also a hammer candle holding a support. And you can see the last time that happened, ding, 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 what happened? Bullish kicker. So, yeah, higher probability than not this does get a higher open-ended tomorrow, probably a push-up. But your cut definitely needs to be this level here, whatever this is, 185.30s. But you could definitely play off your inside bar, too, because you have that going for you as well. Just be very careful, because this also could just be kind of a breather off of all-time high. Because I believe this is all-time high, right? I didn't go to the max daily. Yeah, that's all-time high. So, yeah. Super bullish chart. We're only really seeing the first 2 days. It took the whole market to slow down for this chart to slow down. So, we'll see. Ooh, Moderna. That sucks. I don't know if anybody in our chat got trapped, but I remember kind of looking around social media seeing a lot of people talking about how this was definitely going up soon, and I could see it didn't. Actually, I saw a lot of people saying things were going to go up from that first pullback, which kind of sucks because positioning-wise, I don't argue with them. I just think time-wise, it was a little too early. Not counting the news. That was in no meaning saying you should have been able to dodge news you would never have expected. No, that was going to happen regardless. That was pretty much Japan saying to America, yeah, why don't you just cut your rates? Why don't you start them soon? Kind of giving us a quick early warning of what's to come. But yeah, good breakdown on that though, Daffy. I really like that ABBV chart if anybody wants to go look at that themselves. Ooh. The lifetime group stays watching the good tickers, I swear. Even though earnings is approaching on some of these. It's always the charts that are warming up. Let's see. Anybody taking any cool trades, though, the past couple days? Did anybody get lucky on that big drop holding a put going into the weekend? Or was everybody pretty much out of your shorts at that point? Which, again, I don't blame you if you were. Because, again, the market had already made a good sizable move to the downside. If you had already trimmed all of your shorts or most of them, I do not blame you. But any cool trades the past couple days? Any cool lessons learned? Not just, you know, things you wanted to learn, but did you make any mistakes and grow from it? Any of the above, feel free to share. Remember what we said? We could possibly see high of day slow down against this right here. This is a gap down fib between 528.60, 529.70s. So kind of looking to either slow down here, or bulls are going to get some extra movement above that, which is not supposed to be likely, but it is possible. Again, using my context clues to tell myself that. There's no magic number on my screen telling me that. I know that because 2/3 of the price action today has been up. And we're approaching a pretty good slowdown point. But that's why I'm saying it's very unlikely we surpass this area and just pump more. But very possible. You guys have seen the power of the past 2 days. Past couple days, really. I should start quizzing y'all on that implied volatility more. I'm going to start quizzing everybody more. What's today's IV range? You know, I'm going to start doing that before market opens every day. It's a fun question. It's fun, quick math you can do too. Oh, you're good, D-Touch. It's something easy to forget about. Even people who know what they're doing and what they're talking about find it very easy to forget about IV during certain market conditions. Because in your head, you're like, oh, wow, the market's in fear mode. Like, I'm going to just grab puts. And it's like, yeah, that's a good idea. But not every case is going to pay as much as you thought it would. And vice versa. You know, like on recovery mode, when everyone sees things have dropped so quickly. As a long-term investor, these are probably not bad things to buy up. Because you're not worried about these other parameters, these other variables like we are. But as an options trader, that is definitely going to affect us. But maybe I'll just start quizzing people more. Just to kind of keep it in everybody's heads more. Because I don't talk about it all the time either, but that's why we've made videos about these things and gone over them in the courses, or just kind of discussed it in streams here and there. Because like IV really is a game changer, and I think that's why a lot of beginners, when they first start trading, are like, wow, why isn't my contract moving? It's like, have you not looked at any of the details of your contract? It's like, what's 1,065% IV? What does that mean? What? That would blow my mind. But if you see 1,065% IV, just get off that screen. It shouldn't even be possible. And the only thing that really gets rid of IV, by the way, guys, is just time. Give the chart some time. It's got to breathe. Anytime you see high IV, it's just got to breathe. Oh, that's right. I did see you in Oxy the other day. I did see you type that in chat. Let me go. I want to look at that. I'm going to restart my chart on that one. Well, hold up. What do I have here? I must have just been really bored and just focused on like ranges of where it's at right now, because it's just stuck here still, which is crazy. This is essentially where the dip's been getting bought every time. And look where it's at. So now, even just going off of that alone, I like your buy. Alright, so it looks like you're just going for some good, just natural trades. I like that. Probably the thing to go for during all of this, because you got everything going on in the Middle East, you got all this crap happening with our banks and interest rates. Any impact from Iran oil will start moving. I have the same range. Oh, okay, so you're looking at that. Alright, cool. Yeah, I don't mind anybody looking at oil right now, or energy to any extent. Energy just in general is probably a good sector to look at right now. But good looks. Everyone really thought the Warren Buffett news was going to be the worst thing. And then more crap came out. Alright, I'm just going to get the spot where we chill for a bit. We're still just kind of chilling here. All we've really done is slow down, but it's really nothing crazy considering what we've seen slow down and retaken today. Just in today's session. We have a, what is this? Not perfectly, but you pretty much almost have a 5-minute inside bar right here. Which is weird, because this was like an outside bar of that candle. There's a lot of indecision right here. I saw that, Sinful. He said, bought 1 share of Nvidia at 94.76. That's actually a huge brain. Been getting caught on the wrong side of things as of lately. Solid entry levels, just maybe not managing to move the best. Holding L's. I suck at cutting and either flipping or just sitting out. Con selections could be bad too, aka I suck. No, that's good. You're probably just overextending yourself, man. Like I said, these past 2 days, you really nobody should have been trading that much. I would say today would probably be better than yesterday. But nobody should have been trading. If you traded a lot yesterday and today, that's because you were greedy or you were just super excited or something emotionally inside you had you just super energetic to trade a lot. But that shouldn't have been happening. But I am also sorry to hear about the management of things though too, because it can be hard to get into a trade and then you're confident in it, right? And then it goes wrong. It's very hard to cut a confident trade that you liked because it'll keep you in a loser. You'll end up just holding it forever because you believed in it so much. You liked your trade, you liked what you had going for you. But just know, if you don't cut that trade, you have less opportunities in front of you. If you cut that trade when it needs to be cut or when you know it should be cut, you have a lot more opportunities in front of you. Not maybe for that day, maybe after you cut, just chill. There's no need to keep jumping into trades. Take a mental rep. Ease yourself into it. You have all the time in the world. There's no reason to rush yourself into that and blow all your capital and then have less opportunity. That would suck. So let's prolong our opportunities. But good job, Carter, though. Pat on the back, because it's also hard. I feel like 90% of people who trade can't ever be honest with themselves. So great job being honest with yourself. I think it takes a strong individual to be honest like that. I don't think most people would do that. As much as some people would read that and be like, oh, ha, Carter sucks. I'm not as bad as Carter at trading. It's like, probably worse. Probably worse because you're not even honest with yourself. Yo, I see you, Buller. What's up, Eric? Glad to see you, man. I saw your messages first before I started streaming. I need to read them a little bit more. Your trades. But I did click on them. Sand dollar. Remember for 15 months. Damn, dude. It's a lot of time. Thank you though, Sand dollar. 15 months. That is incredible. A year and 3 months. I think only Jack has competition with you now for, number of months or whatever. But even though I haven't been streaming as much, I'm trying to, work those streams back in more than not. We have still been posting a pretty good amount of content, videos, levels, good stuff like that. So make sure you guys are poking around chat and all the different things. If you don't know where to look, just ask. We won't bite hard. But who in here was in the swing stream from last Thursday? Did anybody in here make that? I know not everybody could. It was kind of towards the end of the day on a Thursday. But the whole point of the stream was just covering swing trading content and just going over potential ideas. Which it was funny because a lot of that stream we were sitting there going over old trades we had done that had worked and not worked and just ones that did great, ones that didn't do so great, just, both sides of the spectrum. But then we also started covering future ideas and pretty much just covered how everything looked like crap. And then, of course, everything fell a lot more thanks to news. But now we're kind of back in this weird spot where it's like, well, are we going to start building base or are we going to start dropping more? And you're kind of in a part of the chart, for swing traders at least, where you really do need to just kind of wait for a bit. There's going to be a couple of sectors moving differently than others. So definitely click around. Don't just look at tech. Don't just look at energy alone. Don't just look at tech alone. Look at a lot of different sectors and try to get a diverse watch list in front of you so you can click through and just see what's going on. But it's a really cool way of catching leaders and laggards by looking at stuff like that. Finding which one doesn't belong. Finding which one's different from the rest of the pack. It was a good video. Oh, you watched the video. Okay, cool. Can't trade because I'm working, but absorbing the information. I definitely need to dive deeper into... Oh, okay, yeah. And we can go over it more if you want. Maybe we'll do that next stream. That's probably why I wasn't streaming as much this week, because it was just like, I don't really want to trade that. If I look at it, I'll trade it. And I know I can't control myself 100%. I'm not a robot. So, what's the best route to take to get the hell away from my screen? And you guys should do the same thing. If you know you can't control yourself 100%, you know if you look at the charts for a little while that you're going to try to trade or attempt to trade, definitely get away from them. There's no point. Friendly reminder, the Bueller Buys course does not have any 100% entries. Be prepared to cut your trade when it is going below your stop. Don't. I need to tell myself that. I was in the swing stream. Good to see you then. I'm glad you were there to catch that. Because, yeah, a lot of pretty cool info. I don't like to talk about theory as much when we're looking at day trading stuff because it, like, throws people off. And that's why I only talk about, you know, the staircase method and the PEMDAS thing that we talk about, you know, the order of operations, doing the right thing in the right order. That's all theory. But I really like that we talked about theory a lot in that swing stream, because that really kind of made people kind of guess the hypotheticals, kind of guess at what's next, but not really. It's like a calculated guess, if anything. It's like realizing what the probability is in front of you and then trying to take the better probability. Is it always going to be right? No. You could be right. You could be wrong a couple times in a row, for all you know. Even choosing the better probability. But at least you know what's in front of you. And it's cool because you can use that same, you know, that same level of thinking for day trading or anything else you look at. You know, if you just break it down where you're like, oh, well, I like this, but I don't like this. That's 2 out of 3 things you like. So in your head, you should be like, all right, well, higher probability this is going up then. Take that trade. And if you ever end up finding that opportunity where you have 3 out of 3 things being checked off your list, jump in instantly, no hesitation. That should be something that's screaming out at you to get in. But you can use that same, you know, thinking, like I said. I like that stream a lot, though. I can't wait to do the next one. We're going to do another one this Thursday, so be on the lookout for the link. I'll be linking it to Discord and YouTube members only, so you have to be in the Discord or YouTube to see it. But that was fun. I definitely want to do I'll probably do a longer one this time because it's not going to be as talkative now that we went over some stuff. I'll probably just kind of be going through my list and my different tickers and just kind of figuring out which ones I like, which ones I don't like, kind of weighing my odds. And then making different watch lists based off that too. So we'll go through all that together though. The one that we did go over though ended up working out pretty damn well. The only one I was really sitting here, you know, just drooling over was ENPH in that swing stream. And they did move lower, so that was good. It was from this day to this day. Of course, the day after they break 100. But you wouldn't have made much from this one from what I was looking at on the contracts. Just because of Ivy, like I said earlier. But, I don't know, just cool to see ideas work out. We also talked about Netflix, that worked out. But it's really hard to go back and review those because it was news related. So it's really hard for me to go back and be, you know, feel excited about the fact that I was right. Because I wasn't, you know, we were right, but it was lucky. Like, that was all news. So it's like, I don't know if going back and breaking that down and be like, oh, well, we knew this was going to happen because this was showing. Like, it's not really going to be effective for future opportunity. We were looking at a good setup, and we were just in the right place at the right time. That's all it is. That's what luck is in trading. But that doesn't mean you should go off of it every time. Definitely not as consistent. Alright, fam, stepping away to play with the kids a bit. Was refreshing to hear your voice. Have a great day. Have a great day, Daffy. Good to see you, man. Oh, he's already gone. I was too slow. What's up with everyone else, though? How is everyone else here in the Discord stream or the YouTube stream? Hopefully you guys are alright. anybody played any new games or watched any new movies or shows or anything cool outside of trading? Doesn't always have to be about trading when we're in here. What's everyone been up to, though? Oh, good luck. Good luck, Rob. I remember my first time stumbling upon SMCI. It is definitely hard to not trade this chart. I feel your pain. If it makes you feel any better, they did reach one, almost two, of the fib extension targets that we had, which is pretty insane. They shouldn't be reaching those in a couple days. So the fact they did is just wild. So if they are going to recover after earnings for a short amount of time, it would be from here, if that makes any sense. So I'm not telling you do it, but I would say that this isn't as stupid as you probably think it is. No, don't full port. He said full port just straight up. That's funny. No, I know you guys got better control than that. But I'm just saying, it's not as stupid as it probably looks. Because if you look at it just a plain chart, and then someone's like, I'm buying the dip on that, you know, it'd be like, well, you should wait for more. But you said it's for earnings, so if you're going to go off of that, it is in a pretty decent spot. But this is 50-50 based on earnings, so be very careful. But I would say a lot of the damage is done in terms of how much semiconductors could go down that quick. But you also got to remember some of the strong recoveries some of these have made, like NVIDIA. I have AMD way down here at the bottom because I hate them. AMD needs to get above like 140, basically. They need to get above this highlighted area. But that could also be good for you because they've been down so much. NVIDIA, though, that recovery is wild. They fell all the way and opened at 92. And they're trading at 106 right now. That's crazy. People are going to think that that's normal, but it's not. Like for recovery trading, it is normal, but that amount of movement is just wild. The up and down movement in one day, if you add it together, and it's a double digit, that's a lot. Like we established this one was like 34 or 35 or 36. That's insane. That's a lot. A lot of movement. So even if you guys aren't good at knowing what implied volatility is, you can at least do that. You can at least add the math of how much something has moved. So if you add from this day's close to this day's open, add that. Then we went up to the high. Alright, now add that. And just start to do that each and every day, even if you don't... Because, I mean, honestly, the easiest way is just to click trade, or go to the options chain and look at the far right where it shows implied volatility. And that's it. So from current price right now, if you were to split this number in half and add it to the each side of this price, so up and down, that would be the current IV range. I don't use TOS, but at the top of your screen you automatically have the PDO, PDC, etc. Is that a custom script or something TOS offers? Both, I guess, but I can send it to you because it is a little custom. But no, they don't offer it really, but I guess they do offer it because I was able to do it. So it's a yes and a no to you. But yes, I can help you out. 1 second. I don't remember where I just posted this recently. Does anybody remember where I just put this? Was it in Trade Floor? No. I didn't put this in a document, did I? Why would I do that? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where is this, bro? I just posted this somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Trading videos? No. Lifetime? Nope. Was that a dream I had? Did I just have a fever dream? I could have swore I posted all this in a link. Okay, maybe I didn't. Alright, hold up. Set up. Here, I'm gonna wait till after the stream's over, Rob, and send it to you, because I really want to show you the whole thing. I don't want to just... No, you're good, but I wanted to show you, like, that you can edit things. Like, you can create your own scripts and mess with stuff. Because I actually had to go into here and take... And this is... Anybody who's into coding and programming will tell you this, but coding is basically just taking other people's code, fixing a little bit of it, and then adding it to yours to make it do what you want it to do. So that's basically what we did for the EMAs one. But yeah, no, this is custom. You had to add all that. I really like this one from open to previous to open, because I'm already going to be thinking of those levels myself. And then I added the EMA ones recently for my swing traders because, well, we've been going over how we swing trade. But it's just really important to know where at least the 9 EMA is, because let's say you gap down really far, right? Like this day, even. And let's say you're working back up. It's really good to know where the 9 EMA is, because this is kind of a good mean reversion. You know, you should work back towards the 9 EMA every time you drop and every time you rise. It should, in theory. Again, this is all theory. No way. Did you find it? Oh my god, you're a freaking beast. Okay, yeah. Why is that not pinned? Pin. Oh, because we have too many pins. I see. Alright, hold up. We gotta delete something. Alright. Pen. Damn, Sinful's a real one. Okay, cool. Well, for anybody who does have TOS, if you'd like to go through all that, it's in the trade floor. Yeah, my bad. Rob's like, I don't care, dude. I don't even have TOS. Sinful's insane. How did you remember that better than I did? Let's see. When did I post that? The 23rd. 2 Tuesdays ago. Okay. That's why I forgot. But yeah, I wanted to share that because I thought it was super cool. You know, you can just... It's like super quick to read information. I don't have to actually physically go grab the previous day high to know, oh, previous day high is 523.58. This one's all messed up though, because you look at it and you're like, oh, previous day open was 511, but then you see previous day high at 523. You're like, wait, what? A lot of movement. I think my OCD is gonna get to me. I need to put these in the correct order. I need to put open, previous day close, previous day low, previous day high. That would be pretty cool. It also changed the 55. My 55 EMA used to be yellow, but I wanted it to be orange. I had to fix that too, and it's a really weird fix when you're in the custom script thing. It's this screen. This screen can get very confusing when you don't know what you're clicking. Yeah, we are still under this 528.60, 529.70s area. Still just kind of fighting that fib gap. Oh yeah, you can have it unthoughtful. Yeah, 100% you can have it. Check out the trade floor and Discord. It's all yours. Click, if you see where Sinful said this, click the thing where it says top left of TOS, click setup, and then open share dot. Click that line, and it should just send you straight to the message. But I added everything for you, so you just have to do all that, and then it should just put it in there with you, and then you can have it as your own little set. Name it something you can remember, though. So much easier in Discord than YouTube. Yeah, I wasn't even going to try to send it on YouTube. Because that would have been impossible. Yeah, YouTube isn't really as good in that department. What's up, Matty Ice? How you doing, man? About to get those... Oh, about to get these charts fired up and locked for swingers. Bet. Yeah, let me know. Post whatever you got in the chat, whatever part of chat you want, and then just let me know. More for the streaming part? Oh, okay, yeah, that too. You don't have to listen to the weird music. You listen to your own music. Plus, you can hear me in real time. YouTube's going to have a little bit of a lag, even though I have all of the latency turned off on my end, and as much as I can on YouTube's end. But there's still like a 2 to 3 second delay. Which isn't really the worst, but it could be better. But yeah, Maddie, be sure to also go to the Swing Trading TA channel. And though a lot of these moves have been moved away from because of all the news, it's still fun to go back and check out. But check out some of Noxta's posts too. Target, Snow, IWM, Ulta, Lulu, AMAT, BA, and CRM. These have been really nice to look at. And then you have D-Touch's HD. Even when I can't find a setup, or if I don't have time to look for a setup, or the energy to look for a setup, I will still go through this channel just to give myself that mental rep of like, alright, well, let me get these set up on my chart, and then I'll kind of just wait to see how they pan out. But it's still good reps to get kind of going off of other people's posting in there, because they're using the same system as we are, so why not look at what the hell they're posting? Some of the best trades have been posted by other people in here. It's not always like, oh, the guy who owns the chat posts the best. Like, no, literally Noxus posts the best swing trade lately. D-Touch has been posting a lot of really good ones too. Before all the news on the market came out, of course. Bet. Take your time, man. Oh, you already checked a lot of those out? Good. I was just making sure. No, I'm the same way, Maddie. I love to find my own setups too, but it's really nice because they're always going to find other things you and me won't find. Because maybe a certain part of the day they were more energetic than we were, or maybe they just were more prepared, you know. So it's just always good to click over there because they're going to be looking at the same setups you and me are. And maybe it triggers you to find another one. But I always love to remind people of that because those are how I get some of my best reps. Are looking at Noxta, or looking at D-Touch, or looking at Daffy's posts, you know, or Leland's, you know, just going through their posts and just breaking them down. How would I have traded that? But definitely helpful. Because people always look for like extra reps and they go out and they can't find them. And that right there, bam, that's a perfect spot for them. Moderna. And yeah, I think I'll look at some swing charts towards the end of today. I don't know if I'll look at a bunch to actually enter or not, though. Because a lot of the charts, for the most part right now, are either charts that have continually cascaded down to the floor, and now they're getting really big buyer moves, or they're charts that didn't ever break their lows, like this one, because they were already down on the chart, and they're kind of just still hanging out here. So you got a bunch of different setups going on right now. A lot of them are a lot more aggressive than I think a lot of us would like to be. Oh, I don't know if I'm streaming till close. I was just saying, personally, I don't know if I'll look for a swing. Oh, excuse me. Them lunchtime yawns. I don't know how long I'll be streaming, honestly. I was just kind of going off a feeling. I really like Home Depot the most. It sucks they have earnings soon. Damn, CLF went far. What did Ulta do? Where even is Ulta on my watch list? Oh, here she is. Oh. I remember the last thing I looked at was this candle. I was like, yeah, that probably looks good. It's just a little risky because it's a new low, but yeah, I kind of like that it's rejecting it. No entry, of course. Crazy movement. It didn't just smack the next level. It actually sold off under it and then held above it, and the next day gapped down anyway. Man, Ulta is taking a brutal beating. To think within the same year this was at 574 and now it's at 325. That is wild. That is a huge discount. I'm gonna definitely need to be moving Ulta to the higher side of this watch list under Netflix. I want to definitely watch this more. I'll probably rechart it later today. Not gonna play anything on this soon, but it's just crazy this is down this much. I know going into December and beyond January, that stock does really well. It's always a good December stock. I didn't remember the link. I just searched good because I'm AI. I just searched good because I'm AI. It's not like you're proud of ice. Had to painfully watch that drop. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't ever mean to hurt you guys when I go over these things. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I don't know. You got to think about this too, though, in a good way. You know, it's good sometimes to miss out on all these big drops because it'll at least keep you in memory of like how powerful some of these charts are. Because some people really do write off some of these moves way too quickly. You know, they'll witness a big rise, and in their head they're still really bullish. It gets some small pullbacks, but in their head they're still really bullish. And then that big move happens, then bam, they flip to super bearish after being super bullish off the rip. And that's exactly what the market wants you to do. It wants you to make these very volatile decisions left and right. It doesn't want you to be calculated. So it can swing you around left and right. So that's why you always hear people kind of like, back in the day at least, I used to be known as like the boring content creator because I would always show people like, you shouldn't be trading today. Like, today's a good day, today's a great day, tomorrow's a great day, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, but today, probably no trading today. Even if it gets movement, it's not going to be fun because the movement's not going to be great in terms of IV and how your contracts are moving. And people would hate that stuff, but it's true. Like, you can't go into this market with the mindset that I'm going to trade every single day. I'm going to have risk on the table every single day. Swings, day trades, everything. You know, that's not, it's not going to be as smooth as you think. Once Ulta gets more dude wearing makeup, it's going through the roof. Another one that's in a pretty good spot too in terms of positioning, in my opinion, is Coinbase. That's of course because of the crypto pullback recently. Which I don't really care for crypto, but I do like watching it because I like to trade at Coinbase. But Bitcoin is currently at their latest shoulder. This is where they held last time. This is where they're currently at now. So definitely expecting some basing here to move back up until we see a break under 53K basically. So Coinbase in a pretty good spot based on the Bitcoin positioning. What's that? What is the what does the coin chain even look like? Open interest. Okay, there's some things here. I need to see the two things I like to check is open interest, just to see if people are trading it. I don't really care about the volume as much, but you'll see that pretty much correlated with open interest. And then the delta gamma, I really like to, not even really the delta, or I mean the gamma, I'm really just looking at the delta. The rest of these numbers are basically worthless. I mean, as a swing trader, I guess it's good to know the theta, but I mean, you really just need to know the delta. A lot of people get mistaken on that. It's good to know about the theta, but the delta and the gamma are pretty much almost always going to be your more important Greeks, I should say. Day trading and swing trading. Kind of getting bored going back to SPY, but I feel compelled to watch it. 15-minute doesn't look so bad. What is a good delta for swing trading? I always try to at least, here I'll just show you. Alright, let me do like, so we'll go from like Tesla and we'll go to a couple different ones. So let's say I'm in the mindset of this week's almost over. I don't like how much volatility has been had, so I really want to go for a next week contract. So let's go to August 16th. And I'm looking at this. In my head, I just need this to be over like 25 to 30. I don't need it to be anything crazy, so just a decent amount. But if you can get a higher number the better. It's basically what it is. Higher number the better. But you're never going to see this pretty much over like 60 when you're inside of the money. But you want to at least get 25 to 30. at least. But higher number, the better. But then you'll see, you go to August 9th, and it's different. This isn't like, okay, they're pretty close actually, but they're a little bit off. It's because of the amount of time that's left. This week, this contract only has a couple days left, whereas this one has a week and a couple days left. So these are going to be a little bit stronger of contracts and aren't going to be as reactive to price movement. And this is honestly how you should think about everything. So EMAs, whenever you have like a 200 EMA versus a 9 EMA, and a this week contract versus a next week contract, you got to think about them as like boats. So let's think about a next week contract, or the the bigger EMAs as well. I'm just trying to give you two things at once. Think of them as big freighters. They are very slow and they take forever to take turns, right? But then think of your 9 EMA and your smaller dated contracts. Think of these as speedboats. They can make really quick turns. They can speed up really quick. They can go left, go right. They're very reactive. They can go wherever they want. That's really what these are. You really can't get into a next week contract and expect it to move 100% overnight. That's not going to happen. And if it does, that's just crazy. But you can't expect that to happen. Now, a same week contract, you would definitely be expecting that. But to answer your question exactly, yes, higher delta the better. And I said gamma is important, but you really only need that for like day trading. But your delta is probably the most important Greek that a lot of people sleep on, because they instantly get into time decay, which is, it's good. You should understand that time decay is important because you are trading options, time decaying assets. So it's good to know how theta works. But a lot of people, by doing that, skip over just how important and significant delta is. The delta is like the driving factor of your contract a lot of the time. So if you have a shitty delta, you're not going to have fun on that contract. At the very least. That's just a good, quick, basic parameter to look at and be like, all right, yeah, that's an alright contract. Most of the time, you're not even going to see, it's not even going to bother you. You're not even going to notice that it's too low. But it's just something good to start off with. And then IV, honestly, each stock has a different IV, so it's kind of a different conversation here. Each chain has a different IV. So it's not really fair to sit here and be like, well, you should know the average implied volatility. That's why I talk about adding up the price movement. Because if you're used to trading Tesla, let's say, and you understand that, let's say $6, $7 movement is very normal for this. Okay, that's great. But then you had a day where you had $18 of movement, and you're trying to trade calls off of that. It's like, well, I think you should understand that implied volatility is very high, based off of the simple fact that it destroyed the normal, dollar range that we talked about. Adding the dollars up of how much it moves up and down based on the day's range. Just that alone should tell you that implied volatility is very high. So is it really fair for you to jump into calls? Probably not. It's very low probability success for you. So just think about that stuff more. Probabilities. And really, you should only be thinking about this stuff when we have stuff like this happen. Like the news that we had happen recently. You really only have that happen, like I said, if you go to the VIX chart. And I can't find this chart. It's in Lifetime somewhere from a very long time ago. It was one of the coolest posts I've ever had. But if you go to the monthly on VIX, each spike is a historical event. This isn't just when people get scared. There are actual historical events at each of these spikes. So when everyone's like freaking out over VIX being up so high, a lot of the time it's just because something happened. It's very easy to get scared in the market and fearful and just start throwing money at everything. But just remember what everything means. Oh, we gapped down this far? Okay, well, I'm probably not trading today because we either go up, and if we do keep going down, it's not going to be profitable. Just because the volatility is just so screwed at that point. Off the rip, you know that information. Which, again, is kind of why I started the stream off earlier, asking, like, how many of you were inside of a trade where you were definitely right, but you ended up losing money? It's because of the IV. What delta range do you normally shoot for? Okay, my bad, Maddie, you asked that as well. So, did I answer your question? Because that's what Garden Trader just asked as well, and I was kind of covering that for a bit. I'm just making sure we're good. The power of SPY compels you. Meta back to 500. Stop it, Mikey. Oh, wow, you're not joking. Mikey's like, I never joke around about this stuff. Yo, Jack, 17 months. That's crazy. You're 1 month away from a year and a half. There are a lot of elements, Carter. And that's why I always try to tell people, like, a lot of this stuff might be easy, you know, individually, like one thing at a time it's easy, because all of it's pretty simple, I would say. I wouldn't say any of it's, like, super complex. But then, like what you said, like, adding it all together, the elements of everything, like, it really is hard. It's very difficult to understand all that at once. And that's why we make these mistakes. We're human. But yeah, and that's why it's really good to have like quick lists in front of you, just like parameters or rules in front of you or something to kind of tell yourself every day. Reviewing, backtesting, that's why I say backtesting so much, Leland as well, because it's not to tell you guys to learn something for the first time. It's so that you remember it. It has nothing to do with like we think you're stupid and we want you to learn it faster. Like no, it has nothing to do with that. But you get to this point where you learn what something is, but you might not understand all of it. And that's why you got to go over it a couple times and backtest it and really challenge yourself to see how much of it you understand. Because then moving forward, when you get into a real trade, are you going to be someone who makes excuses and hesitates and all this stuff and says, well, I wasn't prepared and all this and all that? Or are you just going to be someone who attacks that trade and just calculates it? Regardless of winning or losing, how did it go? What did you do? Why did you like it? Why did you not like it? What got you out? What got you in? Gotta have that consistent routine. You gotta have that consistent way of reacting to things. If you react to things differently, you're not gonna have a consistent path ahead of you. You have just shotgun results. Which, again, we call it shotgun results because when you shoot a shotgun, it just goes everywhere. You want to be more precise. You want to have a more consistent routine. You don't want to do different things. You don't want to, every time you take a retest trade, you want to do the same thing every time, you know, in kind of a template format. If you're doing something different every single time you take a retest trade, it's really not fair for yourself to review and be like, oh, well, this is what I need to adjust, or oh, this is what I've been doing wrong. Like, no. You're not even taking the same trade every time. So try to be consistent in every bit of your routine. Every time you do something, you better be doing it that way every single time. Whatever it may be. I know I'm being very vague right now, but you know what I mean. Regardless of adding levels or zones or understanding how much prices moved or your gap fib. Where's your previous day control point? Do you even need it today? You know, just stuff like that. All kinds of stuff like that. And it gets deeper than that too with your trading entries and all more. But that's why I always try to tell people, like, just take this stuff in bit by bit. Don't try to eat it all at once, because it'll eat you alive. It's a bit overwhelming when you're taking it all in at once. But it's not too hard to where you can't do that. It's not impossible at all. That's why you gotta be patient. Try not to think about the outcomes. Because I know we're all human. You're gonna definitely think about, well, how much am I making? How much am I losing? Try not to think about that as much. Be more focused on the actual process of things, trying to be consistent in your process, in your routine. That's why I say that word so much, because routine is very, very important. It's very easy to get started in trading. It's very hard to remain in trading. Anybody can click a button, but it's very hard, and only the few can actually stay clicking that button, can actually stay, you know, in the game, I guess you could say. It's very hard unless you do have that consistent routine. If you don't really have a consistent way of reacting to certain things. And that's not good. I'm going to see if I can find that VIX chart. cancel. Let's do from Bueller. Fix. Okay, not as many results. This is good. I really hope I can find this chart. This was one of the coolest charts I ever worked on. It took me like a couple hours to put this together. Because I wanted to like make sure I had all the dates correct around each event. Come on, where is it? Damn, I don't think I'm gonna find it. This sucks. I must not have done VIX. Maybe it was VXX I did. Damn. Alright, well, I'll try to find that later. I could have swore it was in Lifetime. Maybe not. Is there a way in TOS to set a specific percentage to sell? Example, 15% gain and a stop loss of 10%. When you're in your order book, you can. Are you on your phone or desktop? Phone? Okay, it's not as easy to do on the phone, but I think when you click on... I don't know my phone in front of me. I think when you click on close position or whatever the button is, that's the box, click it, then go to close selected. I think there is a thing, if you scroll down, like at the bottom, there's a like arrow you can click, and I think if you click that arrow, it'll show you that you can change the parameters you're selling on. But I think what you want to aim for is a bracket order, because bracket orders can just kind of do it all for you. But, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't had much success with those because TOS is like not as... I don't know. Every time I've done one, it doesn't hit perfectly. Like, I'll set it to sell at like whatever percent or at a level. Like, I'll even set it to sell at a level. Like, as soon as it touches this level, sell it, and it will sometimes hit it. And then it'll sometimes like shift it to a limit order, and then let's say the price bounces instantly and I'm not in the limit order range again, it won't sell it. And so sometimes you got to do market, but then sometimes having a market order isn't really favorable. So it's not just like the percentage sells, it's also what type of order you set it as, because it can mess with it. So just be very careful if you are going to mess with the bracket order stuff and the parameters of the contract, because you can mess with it and make it sell at certain percentages. The desktop's a little easier, but you can't. I'm pretty sure you can do it on the phone. I'm pretty sure there's like an arrow down you can click. Man, you know what hit me the other day is that football season is starting soon. I almost forgot about football. The NFL is going to be back. Yeah, the Texans do look pretty damn good. Pretty excited. I think I also just like it because of fantasy football. Fantasy football is going to be fun again. Damn, Mikey. I draw BB levels every day and then shares the member for 13 months. Thank you, Mikey. You're a real one, man. And I'm really happy to hear you draw your levels every day. You are one of the few people I feel like I see always on the same vibe every time I see you, or every time I see you message. You're always on the same vibe, which is good. You need to be. You don't need to be jumping around and doing different things every day. Good stuff. That consistency is gonna catch up to you one day, Mikey, and you're gonna have this click moment where like everything's working for you, and you're gonna think you're just getting lucky, but it has nothing to do with luck. It's because you are so insanely prepared. You're gonna be really, really into it. I want to check out ARM here in a second. Good mention by Sean. Said it's squeezing on today's chart. Jack said he dropped a forklift attachment on his foot this weekend while wearing flip-flops. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. That sounds like it would hurt. Gotta wear them steel toes, boy. This range is annoying. Facts. But you gotta remember, this is normal. After we've had a large move down, this boring feeling we're having is a needed. We need this. So just remember that. It does suck, though. Oh, you're doing the ticker sign and then K. I'm like, who's SK? But then I realized what you were doing. Wow, yeah, no kidding. Mikey, you are not joking about that one. Not swinging anything, nothing, speaking to me. Good, I like to hear that. And you really shouldn't be touching anything unless it does speak to you, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean when you're in the moment. There's nothing screaming out to you. You shouldn't touch it. McCarthy, the next Tom Brady. Dell loves Cisco. Only things made me look twice, but not good enough. Here, I'll look at those two. Because I'm going to look at ARM. You said Cisco. Dell, and I don't really want to look at Love. Oh, I forgot you did want to do that, didn't you, Carter? I guess let's message about it first so we can see like what all it involves, like what all you need to do, or what all, like what needs to be done for like from my end too, from everybody. Because I got like a small channel in the Discord already, Carter, for fantasy football, and I could just add you in there, and then I'm sure all those guys that are in there would be down to play pick'ems. Dude, I'd be down. We used to have a guy that did it, but he kind of did it like manually. Like he would literally count like each one. Every single week. He did that for like 2 years straight. But yeah, I'm definitely open to doing it though. That sounds fun as hell. I've done pick'ems for years now. I remember the craziest pick'em win I've still ever seen though was a long time ago when I used to be in plumbing and my boss's daughter was playing. She was so young that she didn't know any of the teams. She just went off of the animals or like the logos or the name of the teams. So if it was like Titans versus the Dolphins, guess which one she was choosing? The Dolphins. And she did this for every single team. And guess what? That 1 week she played, she got all of them correct. All of them. Every single one of them. I was so insanely shocked. Every single one of them. Just choosing the names. Didn't matter what team it was. Could have been the week the Chiefs got upset for all I know. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Good mention by Kem. This is why I like working together. So, Kem said that ARM does look nice, but it's probably going to be extremely impacted by something else. The SMCI earnings. and he is correct on that. So that is one thing that could mess with your setup, Sean. But I was going to say, because I already do look at ARM a lot, I was going to say positionally this is already in a really, really good spot for what you're looking at, though. So I'm definitely keeping ARM on the back burner for what I'm looking for, too. I could see why he likes Cisco. I could see why he likes Dell positioning. And that's good. Y'all should be looking for setups like that that have good positioning. It doesn't matter. Like right now, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Sean, on Owen. I really wanted to trade this, but I knew that SMC had earnings, so I'm like, I kind of got to wait another day or two for this one. Because this is also kind of like your setup. It's just in a really good position based on where it has broken out, where it is set up as support. But I do like the positioning of what you're looking at for ARM. That's not a bad look at all. The last time I traded it was actually up here. We traded calls. That was it. I've not touched it since. Definitely a good chart, though. I know the options chain's really good because it's got good open interest, good volume. People actually trade it, so it actually moves. What are the other big earnings left? We have most of them out of the way. Nvidia's left, but they got a little bit more time. It's like right before September. SMCI. That's really it. That's kind of it for all the big dogs. Cat and Home Depot. All the big dogs that were done reporting earnings, which is good. SPY is still trying to move into this gap fib here. Or, my bad, it's not a gap fib. It's the 1-2 day ago demand. But right now it's resistance. Good charts, those guys. I'm gonna keep those tickers on my watch list here. And this is what I go through all the time. I go through each ticker every single day on my daily time frame, and I just try to pick out which ones I feel like are in good spots that aren't really good spots. I try to mark a list of like which ones I need to kind of check in the next couple days. Because some of them might not be ready, but give them another couple days and they will be. Or even just one day in some cases. Those were all pretty good. I didn't see a single one that I was like, what are you looking at? No, yeah, that's good to look at too, though, Matt. Even though I don't, I mean, it's still good to note. He said really low volume on a lot of things, too. Or maybe the last few days have just been higher volume. That could be the case, too, just going off of recent volume. Because, yeah, every time you get a lot of selling, you tend to get a lot of your largest amount of volume. Pretty funny. Walmart is up soon as well on the 15th. Okay. So that's another big boy. But in terms of, like, waiting on the market, these are a lot of your biggest. And we're pretty much done now, finally. Which I'm happy about that. When I say biggest, I mean from, like, Netflix up to Apple. That's pretty much... These are the top weights of the market, Apple all the way to Netflix. I didn't add anything else more than that. Everything else is just kind of like us and stuff that you guys have asked me to add or things that y'all have looked at that I wanted to add. So my watch list is pretty crazy, but there is a little bit of order to it. It looks like the buyers are not done. They're not slowing down just yet. We've seen a good slowdown ever since pretty much lunchtime started. And here we are still under this resistance of the 2 day ago support of the lows. I do both, Sean. Shares and options. Honestly, options should be like a side thing to you guys. Options should not be a main thing for anybody. Statistically, there really isn't such a thing as a profitable solo options trader. Even a lot of your options traders that trade nowadays and are so famous and make a lot of money, all of those guys have shares. All of those guys don't just deal with short-term decaying assets. You should definitely be more invested into the long term of things more than you should be in learning options. Learning options is a very important tool, in my opinion, but you should still be focused on the long term more than not. At least in my opinion, this is not financial advice, of course. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no, say over anything anybody in here does. But in my personal experience, I feel like long-term investments need to be kind of your base at the very least. One, because it just makes sense and it's logical. Two, because it's cool. I think it's really cool to stack up shares over time and like, you know, at the beginning you feel shitty because you're like, oh, I only have one share of everything, or I'm not really getting much dividends, you know. But it's not about that. It's about finding things you believe in, investing in them over time, and then just again compounding it over time. It's kind of cool to manage yourself. But speaking about long term, now that we're just talking about it now, what are some cool long term stocks a lot of you guys are looking at to buy dips on or hold long term? And maybe you're not buying them right now, but for the long term, what is something that you would like to be a holder of? What is a company you want to be an investor? I'm glad you are too, Sean, because that's a really cool thing to like. If you can be patient and focus on that, and options are a very, very tiny amount of your trading, I think you're going to have a very swell time. Because options are great, and you know, and I promote them too, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to people. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you should only trade options, you stupid. You'll make more money quicker. You don't need to buy shares. That's old people stuff. That's what somebody who's uninformed is going to tell you. Somebody who's informed is going to tell you it's the opposite. Shares should be your base. Options should be something you either don't touch or you barely touch. If you really want the truth, that's how it should be treated. But yeah, guys, comment down below. Let me see. What are some long-term companies you believe in? I want to see some. Let's see if you guys have any that I also believe in, because I've also given my opinions on a lot of companies over the past few years. So I'd love to see what you guys also like. And say whatever you want. You could say whatever company you want right now. Hold up, I gotta let my dog in. Damn it. Alright, sorry guys, sorry, my dog was like barking and stuff in the backyard. Which I guess that's what dogs do. What were we talking about? Oh, long-term investments. What does everyone like? Let me see what you guys said. Palantir. I love Palantir. I've always loved Palantir. I used to defend Palantir when it wasn't even cool yet. I love Palantir though. Long-term company, beautiful. Hold up. I even came up with my own, excuse me, I even came up with my own financial formula back in the day that came up with at what price was this what price was this cost effective to own, knowing its limitations, knowing that it probably won't surpass certain price shares, right? or a certain number. Back in the day, why is this showing it like that? Okay, here we go. Back in the day when it was down here in the gutters and people used to hate on it a lot, I actually used to say Palantir was a great one to own if you owned it under 6. If you owned it under, or no, wait. No, it was like a range. It was like 6 to 8. Like if you could own it under 10, that's all right. But if you could own it anything lower, that would of course be way better for you. But I think the profitable range was if you were like under 7 or 6 or something. If you could get anywhere near that number, you were looking good for the long term. And that's really what you got to set for yourself. You can't look at this chart and be like, oh, I'm an investor from 2718. Like, no, that's not really a good thing to get into. It's a great company, but that's not a great part of the chart to get into. And maybe you could do the dollar cost average investment over time if that's your thing. I think that's a great method as well. But you got to find ranges for yourself to like the stock. So if you're really sitting here and you're like, well, I love Palantir, but I want to make sure I buy it in the right range, you know, set that range for yourself. Tell yourself where to buy it at and just wait. Shouldn't be touching it otherwise. And if you end up missing out on it, okay. But at least you didn't just jump into something you didn't have a plan on or any prep with, you know? I think investing without prep work is just chaos. You're basically donating that money. But love Palantir. What else did y'all say? Love Tesla. Love Tesla. I don't know who doesn't love Tesla besides Democrats. Bitcoin ETFs? Which Bitcoin ETFs do you like? Unsought Devil said, have a long-term portfolio and an F off and learn account for options. He said Home Depot, love it. Coca-Cola, Goldman Sachs, J&J, MMM. And some of that you have in your long-term portfolio. Okay, that's pretty good. And nothing wrong with those. At least as far as I'm concerned. I'm not really the biggest 3M fan, I'll be honest with you, but they keep having these moments where it's like, well, wait, hold up, we need a company just like this to mass produce this. So, MMM is a really good long-term company because they're able to, like I said, mass produce all kinds of things that other companies don't make. And the latest thing, of course, we all found out COVID, these guys were killing it with the mask. But they don't just do masks, they do a hell of a lot of other stuff. That's just one of their biggest achievements lately. Yeah, if I had to give one advice for like finding long-term investments, it's not really find whatever is cool. Find something you believe in. Find something you think is going to be around for as long as you can imagine. And then try to find, like I said, those ranges of opportunity where you think it's safe to buy in a place, and then stick it there. Stick to your rules. Don't stray away from them. Create those rules and then stick to them. Damn, I actually have to move the chart up more. This is crazy. I didn't think I was going to have to do that today. Hey B, it's Chupapi. Hey, what's up, man? I got blocked on accident. Can you let me back in your Discord? Blocked by accident. That doesn't normally happen, so let me see why you actually got blocked. I do remember you, though. I know who you are. And we can definitely get that fixed, but let me see why you were actually moved. If there's even a reason put. Chupapi. Blocked. How do I even see that? Wasn't there a screen you could see blocked accounts? Blocked. Oh, here it is. I don't have you blocked unless you change the name of the account. Oh wait, no, here you are. I think this is you. Esparza C84. Does that sound right? Esparza C84. Oh yeah, that is you. It's your last name. I'm stupid. I DM'd you? Alright, well, let me unblock you and see what the hell I said. Oh. Oh, no, I remember why I banned you now. Yeah, you sent... So, you sent me an invite link to another Discord. And normally when people do that, that means they're sending it to everyone in my Discord. And there's no real way to prove that you were or were not doing it, so I just took it upon myself to just boot. And I didn't know if you were hacked. I didn't know if that was, like, actually you. And, again, like I said, I have no way of confirming that you were or were not actually spam inviting people in my chat. Which is very common. This isn't, like, irregular at all. This is a very common thing people do to other Discords. But I wasn't really worried because a lot of people in my chat don't really fall for that crap. Because it's like, a lot of people in my chat are people who have been in 50 different chats and are tired of jumping around chats, and they find my chat and they're like, wow, finally I found a decent chat with a decent person that runs it. And then they just stick with me. Because guess what? I don't treat them like shit. But you let me know right now, were you spam inviting people? I would love to know that. And just tell the truth. I'm not going to judge you. I think a lot of time has gone on past this, actually. Let's see. This was... Okay, this was only 2 months ago, actually. Never mind, it wasn't that long ago. But just know this is something that happens very common. It's very common, and I have to deal with it. A lot. It's very annoying. But yeah, I guess I could unban you. I guess 2 months is a pretty good amount of time. Do it again, though, and I'm probably never gonna respond to you ever again. Why doesn't it just pop up? Oh, there it goes. Revoke ban. Invite. And there you go. Oh. I can't see invite because we're not friends. But you are unbanned and all that good stuff. So if you get the server link... here, I'll just send it on YouTube. But there you go. All the bullshit behind us. Welcome back. Glad to have you. And Spy is still fighting I'm going to stop saying 2 day ago low. The Friday low. We're fighting the Friday low still. This is the low of day demand of Friday. This means we went from the low of day to the top of the last red candle before any slowdown reversal up. So that one. Could also be that one if you wanted, but I just went ahead and went with the right one. And that's where that's coming from. So expecting to either reject, most likely reject here, but if you get a close over this, it's a very good sign that buyers want to try to reach that next level. Excuse me. But I think at this point in the day, just given context clues, again, let's just think about it together real quick. So we opened a little bit higher, we held support, moved beyond previous day high, made new highs. Pretty aggressive pullback, but it didn't really break anything that we had made on the day. Moved back up, made a new high, and here we are up again. We're up 2.3% again. We're up a pretty nice percentage 2 days in a row, right? So I think more probability than not is telling us that even if this does make a new high, it's probably a fake high of day that's going to probably lose this area again, and we're probably going to finish right in this area or just under it. If we do finish above this, or we do break out and it does make it to the next level, that's great. I'm just saying that's a very low probability. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying it's very low. But just again, using context clues of what we've already seen. I didn't pull out any magic tricks. I didn't use any indicators. I almost didn't even really talk about our levels. Again, just going over context clues of how the day has moved, how the past couple days have moved. You would be surprised how well logic works in this market. Excuse me. What am I looking at, Jack? What the fuck? Oh, this is the thing that you did? Oh, God. I don't want to see that. I'm not. I'm not even like, I don't even care about seeing blood or anything. Like, that doesn't even get me. But that's just like, ow. That looks like that hurt a lot. Yeah, definitely don't send that in chat. You just made my feet hurt. Ugh. He had, what'd you have fall on your foot? A tractor? A cow? I don't even remember. It's a forklift? Something fell on his foot. It was a local group for entrepreneurs in San Antonio, but it was a day I was presenting for insurance agents, and oh, that's pretty cool. A cow in death. How did you play a round of golf after? What? And then this is where he goes, alcohol will do things to you, man. It'll give you superpowers. I kind of want to look at some bigger time frames now that we're in the last hour and 18. So I'm going to turn on 3 EMAs that I like to look at when I swing trade. The 9, the 21, and the 55, as I have for many years now. And the other option is you can turn on the 100 and 200, but I hate looking at 5 EMAs. I don't know how people do that. It's just too much to look at. But I use them with candlestick patterns. That's pretty much it. So we had a pretty big bearish engulfing here. Retake the trigger line, the 9 EMA. But they end up closing under that. End up moving and actually smacking the next EMA in the same day. But then we get, of course, the big move, the news day, of course, from over the weekend. Then we're getting a recovery. So based off of what we see with zones and levels and the EMAs, looking at the probabilities of the chart, more probability than not says that we should try to reach towards either hitting the gap fill or at least smacking the 9 EMA. So that could mean two things. That could mean maybe we do reach the gap fill and maybe we do go catch up to it. But that doesn't, we don't catch up to the EMA just by going up. You could also catch up to it by dropping and slowing down. So if this is the fullest extent, or if the gap is the fullest extent, or maybe the 9 EMA is, for all we know, if going up, when I say fullest extent, us going up, if this is the fullest extent of that, and we slow down here, we really have to see how we react to that white EMA. Because if we end up just touching it and never closing above it, we are still in a higher probability chance of moving lower more than going up. So that's a really big thing. But a lot of the times when big sell-offs happen, that white line is what you're trying to work back towards as kind of like a mean reversion, or kind of like a normality level. You know, oh, we just fell and it's chaotic. Okay, well, we need to get back to normal. How do you get back to normal? By hitting that white line again. So that's pretty much what the market's looking to try and do. But that doesn't mean that it has to just go straight up. We've already had 2 very, very nice green days. I'm not saying a third is coming. A third could be coming to go smack that. But just so you know, it doesn't have to just go up to catch up to this. It could also just, you know, slow down here somewhere, range trade, and then naturally over time this will catch up to it. So those are the 2 scenarios in front of us right now based on what we're looking for next, is really just trying to find normality again. So that's really what the market's looking for, at least right now. In a couple days it'll be different. We'll be looking at bullish breakouts or bearish rejections. But pretty good historical areas of demand, though, as you can see on pretty much all of these charts I've clicked through, that we're bouncing from. It's not just bouncing from, you know, the middle of nowhere. They are bouncing from pretty historical numbers. You could see Apple here too. Even if you don't even have any levels on this chart, you could see, oh, well, there's a shoulder here. They're bouncing right at it. You know, so at least they're bouncing from historical areas. We're not just getting random level bounces. You know, that would be another cause for concern. But we're not getting that. Microsoft, I think you've already all seen that one. Amazon. You guys saw the semiconductors, of course, and these still aren't over. We still have NVIDIA to report later on this month, towards the end of August. And I think, is it today? Yeah, today is the one that has SMCI earnings. So you still have 2 really big boys to report earnings, NVIDIA being the bigger one. But besides that, we're probably looking at just getting a lot of chaotic range trading, and you guys are probably not going to like that. But they're going to be bigger days, so just be very careful. Try to keep your opportunities minimal. I wouldn't be looking to go catch 20 different trades a week. Try to find just one good opportunity that you like from a good level. I wouldn't be looking to try to catch 3 trades a day. At least right now with the current market conditions, because we're going to definitely get range trading because that's what the market needs to be healthy. And if it does end up getting parabolic moves down or up, you and me can't control that. But at least we were in the safe mindset of going down the right road where we're not trading as much, right? Whereas other people are still just normally trading. They're going on things about normal. They're buying dips. They're shorting just because we're going up. You know, people are just making random decisions right now just because we're getting so much movement. So just be very careful. Even the smartest investor to ever exist, in my personal opinion, Warren Buffett, has opened up a larger cash position from his most confident individual asset holding. He literally sold more Apple just to have more cash. Why is that? He doesn't like the large movement in the market. He just wants to have more cash. What's wrong with being more safe? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. If the smartest, probably one of the most wise investors to ever exist is doing it, it's okay. We don't have to sit here and trade every single day. Which I'm not saying you should set all of your rules, you know, like Warren Buffett, but it's just a cool example for that aspect. I've always respected how large his cash position is. He's been able to save the government. He's been able to save banks. He's a man of power with a lot of money because he doesn't just always trade all the time. He just waits. And sometimes you might think, yeah, that's boring. That doesn't always bring you the most exciting percentages or exciting trades. Yeah, but it does a lot of the time bring you really, really good opportunities. And us as swing traders, day traders, we love finding opportunities. So even if it's just one every blue moon, what does it matter? I'd say a couple things to definitely keep on watch are Home Depot and RTX. These are two that I would definitely keep on a watch list. Home Depot and RTX. And maybe throw an energy ticker in there. Like Chevron. Or Exxon. Probably Exxon. Wait, why is that? Oh, that's right, they had that news. And they had earnings when Exxon didn't. Maybe Chevron is the one to watch. I'm going to rechart this. And turn off the EMAs, because I'm really not using them for this chart. Monthly. Price level tool. Excuse me. If anybody's on the trade floor who's been paying attention to any of the trades being called out, as usual, by Daffy, he entered Google calls earlier with this week expiration at 65. He just exited at 198. Good job, Daffy. Definitely don't sleep on Duffy's callouts. I see a lot of people pretty timid and hesitant when he calls out. And I am too. I hate taking other people's callouts. But when he's calling them out, he is actually calling out really, really good trades, and they're never really high risk. So if you ever feel like you aren't finding anything and you just want to join along inside of a trade idea, I would jump in a couple with Daffy. I don't really trust many people, but I do trust some of his a lot of his callouts. And I wouldn't let him post in chat like that if I thought otherwise. I don't let everybody post in chat like that. But he is the exception. Him, Leela, and a couple other people. And don't take every single trade. I mean, it's not even just going over and following their trade. It's also sometimes just back testing. Like, if they've already finished the day and you have no chance of taking their trade callouts, okay, that's great, whatever. You could still go back to the chart, circle when did they enter, when did they exit, and just review. Go back, redraw the levels if you need to, just to kind of give yourself the full, redo of everything. Since you DM me, Carter, I won't read all of this out loud, but I am going to answer you out loud. Okay, I guess I... Jeez, I clicked on this message like the perfect time. Like the perfect leeway into that. I was like just talking about it. Just trying to get a better... Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of how you explained it. I know it sounds like super simple, or it sounds like there's more there's missing, but no, that's everything. Like you just really do have to just hammer through going over it over again until it becomes normal to you, not just like this is what I want to see. Like, you need to feel it when it pops up. You need to be like, oh, I know what that is. Like, and if you don't feel that yet, then you just need to go over it more, and that's okay. It's not like it's the end of the world. I know you're not complaining or anything. I know you're not doing any of that. I was just saying, like, don't feel that way, because I know when I feel like I'm losing every trade left and right, it just feels like I'm stupid, nothing's going right, I'm just unlucky. It just feels like everything's going against me. It's really easy to feel like the world's going against you, so definitely don't think that. And I know you didn't say that, but but yeah, he said, is it simply just going back a few days, drawing the review levels and reviewing? 100%, yeah. All the elements, construction we're trying to accomplish. I guess I'm struggling for this. Full retest plays and previous day high / previous day low rejections. Okay. That's good. I like how you said that. You said you're focusing on those types of trades and those types of trades. I like that. You're giving yourself... Because there's like 50 different entries, right? I mean, we all know that. But doesn't mean we need to take every single one of them, So it's good that you're only practicing or going over these ones that you think that you're the best with. And I think that's what everyone should focus on. You should find which of the entries you're best with. It's okay to know that you're not good at 40% entries. I hate 40% entries. I don't think people should be taking those. They exist, but that doesn't mean you have to take them. And that's the same thing with all kinds of entries. Maybe there's a retest trade you're looking at, and maybe all the ones you've backtested and gone over looked a certain way or felt a certain way. You look at this one, you're like, I don't know, something's just off about this one. I just don't like how the candle's sitting on. I don't like the wicking. Maybe you don't like how the candle's, at the level, and you just decide not to take it. And then it fails. That's great. That's because you felt that it was off. But it takes going over those things so many times. You got to backtest as many times as you can. Each day for probably the first 2 years of trading, I would just sit here and every day I would make a watch list. I'd be like, all right, this is my break above. Here's the targets. Here's my break above. Here's the targets. And here's a stop loss if I need it. Before the chart's moving. And then at the end of the day, we'll go back and review, all right, did any of these levels break? And if so, what kind of entries were presented to me? And what could I have done with them? Oh, 40% was here. Bam, we could have taken that. Oh, but it came back down and I had to cut it right here. Oh, but then we had a retest trade right here. And just going over these things day in, day out, like a process. It's super helpful because it helps you visualize what you're trying to go for. Because you should, by now, if you've been doing this for a while, you should by now know which entries you're better with than not, and then focus on those. Really hammer those down more. Become perfect with them almost. You're never going to be perfect, but try to. Try your best to work on the ones that you have the best, outcomes with. And then you can go work on those other ones and really try to ground out your whole self, not just the ones you're the best with. But that doesn't mean you need to. You could find one entry style, become great with it, and that's all you know. That could be your whole thing. So it really is like personal preference to that extent as well. How many entries do you want to be decent with? Do you even care to be decent with that many entries? Which you shouldn't have to care about that. But I like that. You said focusing on full retest plays of the previous day high and previous day low, which is good because that doesn't happen every single day. But when it does happen, it presents a good opportunity. So it's a good limited opportunity. I like that. Or rejections you found within the range. I like that too. What's wrong with that, you know? So if you just focus on those types, you will eventually hammer out the kinks, and you'll be able to be like, oh, well, this is what I did wrong, or, oh, just unlucky, it just went against me, you know? You'll know. But if you're still here at this point and you don't even understand how you're getting these outcomes, like, why are you still wrong? It simply does come back to backtesting. Like, you just need to review more because you're not accustomed to the different amount of results you're getting, the different outcomes you're getting. So it's just what it boils down to. And I know that feels like a repeated answer because it's like, that's all we talk about in here, but it really is that. Like, I can't tell you how many times me and Leland, especially Leland, have sat you know, behind the scenes, just talked to each other and just kind of gone over this stuff, and we've really never ever delved deeper into that besides backtesting. Like, backtesting really is everything to us. Everything that's made us enjoy any good trade or understand any bad trade, you know, learning from it, has always come from backtesting and knowing what something should look like, not what it does look like. You know, it should do this, it should do that, and if it doesn't, then it's this. If it doesn't do that, then it's that. You know, oh, okay, that's just the market being wrong. Bet. And yeah, that's another problem. That's a completely different problem, but yeah, that's huge. Something not going your way and just holding it in spite of, like, well, that should have done this, or this is what it should have done. You know, like, it's hard, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's many times where I've been in a trade and I not average down or anything or average in, but just holding it until it's too late. You know, and holding it until it's too stupid to cut. You know, it's just something you gotta definitely try to work on, because that's a self thing. But you'll definitely be in these trades where you just don't want to be wrong. You don't care that it's breaking your stop loss level. Maybe even sometimes you accommodate and you're like, oh, well, this can be my new stop, you know? Definitely try not to ever change the game plan. You know, set something, really take it serious when you set something beforehand, right? Because if you just keep going back on your word, what the hell is the point of a game plan? There is no game plan. Your word means nothing to yourself. You know, and I'm speaking to everybody. Exactly, you want to be right 100% of the time. And that's, you got to think about this. I don't remember what book this is from or who told me what book this is from, but I always thought this was one of the coolest quotes ever. Maybe somebody in here will remember. But the best traders are always the best losers. You need to be a good loser, in terms of kind of like sportsmanship. Like, be a good sport. Don't just, you know, don't be a whine ass. But the same thing while in a trade, you know, don't be a whine ass. Don't just hold your trade forever just because you don't want to be wrong. I know, and it's so easy to say out loud, but it's so hard to do once you're actually in the moment, you know, in your trade. The blood's flowing. The adrenaline's rushing. It's definitely easy to say out loud, but saying it out loud and backtesting and reviewing and telling yourself this day in, day out is going to be the only way you can help yourself. So, again, just like we said earlier, just try to backtest as much as you can. Try to find that normal level of, just like I said, normality. Just try to work towards that. And then when you are going through your trades and something feels off, it's because something is off. This doesn't look like what it looks like in your backtesting. All right, well, what is the cause? What happened? What was the difference? Why are these different? Oh, this broke your stop loss, but you didn't cut? Okay, well, that's not really the chart's fault. That's you not cutting. And then other way around, you know? Oh, it hit your level but didn't close under it, and you really liked it, so you decided to get in. Awesome. So you set a stop just under that level, and you had a target at the recent high. It hit the recent high, you took profit. Great. Good job. That's a good review. Not every trade's going to be good. Not every trade's going to be bad. But every trade should make sense. You should be able to break down why you did what you did. Reasoning is everything. I won't lie, I really like Duffy's ABBV post. As long as it holds 185.30s, I actually do like this to go probably re-reach, not maybe the highs, but I'd like this to try to reach the bulk of the highs, around 190. Yeah, that one's not bad. Ooh, there's that rejection. I didn't even see it yet. No problem, Carter. Thanks for reaching out, man. I always like when you guys reach out, and because I know like you guys aren't like some people whine, but then there's some people like you who aren't really whining. It's just like they just really want to just know what the hell to do next, like where to grow, what to do. Just sometimes it's reassurance, sometimes it's something you already know, and it's just kind of like hearing it again for like that double confirmation. You know, and I understand that because I've been there. You know, it's like being alone and struggling. Like it's a pain in the ass, and you start to think things. You feel like you're crazy. So it's good to know that you're not crazy. At least for this reason. You could be crazy for other reasons. But it's good to just hear it from someone else because you're like, okay, all right, I'm doing the right thing. I just got to keep doing it. You know, it's sometimes that's a lot of the times that's the answer is like you're on the right path. It's just you need to just keep going. You just need to keep reviewing, keep back testing. And like I cannot stress this enough. Like everyone needs to stop trading as much. Like I can't believe when sometimes I go into chat somebody's like, well, I have like 4 trades today. It's like, what? And then the next day, that same person, yes, that day they had 4 trades, they were killing it because they were in flow state. But that next day, they're fumbling everywhere and they're losing trade left and right. Guess what? It's because they haven't been following their rules. They just went off course. Never veer off course. I'm not saying taking less trades will make you a better trader, but it will open up better opportunities for you because you'll start to see, oh, wow, I waited 30 minutes and wow, look, I'm getting like an amazing retest at previous day high. Whereas 30 minutes prior, you were sitting there looking at it and you're like, oh, I'm kind of just guessing at the chart. I'm going to just go walk away. You know, so it's really about just limiting yourself because that will make you see better opportunities. And maybe not for trading, but maybe just for learning, for taking away something from the chart. I'm going to reset my screen real quick. Hold up. Sometimes this happens. I just need to do it because sometimes it messes up the like frame rate thing. I think I fixed it on YouTube. Alright, let me fix it on Discord now. Alright. I noticed if I just do that a couple times, I don't have to worry about the frames dropping. I don't even know why that helps. Never lost Lamar Ball. What a drop. This takes some mental power. No, dude, it does. Every bit of this takes mental power. That's why I try my best to always say, like, you always hear me tell somebody, like, don't beat yourself up. Even if they're not even doing that, it's just to, like, remind them, like, dude, you're not crazy. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to lose. Understand that that's part of the game. Understand that that's going to be a very normal part of most trades you take. You know, you're gonna lose trades, but you need to lose your trades smaller than your wins. You need to aim. This is why I always tell people to limit themselves too, is because like your wins should be nice sizes. You should be able to take a couple hits and you still have good size in your win. And if not, then something is not right. It could be you trading too much. It could be you know, maybe splitting the quality of your opportunity in each trade. So it could be anything. Be oversizing, could be anything. I believe the recent movement, Miker said in chat, is because of the bonds. Bonds are moving pretty rapidly right now, which is causing the equity market, which is what we're looking at right now, SPY, to react very quickly. So that's why you're seeing a quick move here in the last 10 minutes. The bond market is moving right now. I don't exactly know which bonds. I just know that he said bonds. Miker's a pretty smart guy. If you guys ever see him, I always joke and mess with him, but if you ever see him type in chat, he's a pretty well-informed individual. He knows a lot about money markets and just everything, really. He knows a lot more than I do. Because it's not just the stock market. Everybody looks at the stock market. You got the bond market. You got the foreign exchange. You have commodities. And money moves between all of these. You have crypto. There's just a lot of different money markets that money can move between. A lot of the time you get a big reaction in one, something's happening in another. Is the market open Friday? Can somebody double confirm that for me before I type this message? You're watching me on the big screen, Mike, right now? So you heard the nice things I just said about you? I gotta take all that stuff back now. Watch, I sent that message. Somebody's gonna hit me back with like, dude, market's closed Friday. But yeah, check trade floor. There's a huge announcement. Go drop a check on that for me. Also Thursday, I don't know what time I'm doing that thing, but I think I'm gonna do the stream the same time I did last Thursday, which was basically like the last no, that was lunchtime, wasn't it? I'll have to go back and check, but I'm gonna do the same time I did last time for the Thursday stream. So that'll be for swing content only, and I will have it unlisted, and I'll make sure to link just the member channels. So all of you guys in here should be good. Should all be linked properly. After I hit that threshold, I will add another stock in that sector. Oh, okay, cool. No, you're good. I figured you guys are all busy. It is kind of like the middle of the day. So I'm probably more the busier part of the day because some people are probably trying to get done with work or whatever else they're working on. When does school start again? When do all these kids go back to school? I swear the stock market moves differently when school's in session. All these kids with brokerages accounts can't be trading as much. All the open interest is about to go down 10%. You know what? I might as well just go to close in this stream. I'll just go to close for today's stream. A lot of really good talks today, though. We talked about all kinds of different things in here. I didn't really even have anything planned to talk about. I just started the stream up, honestly. But we always talk about a couple good things in here. Everybody always has good things to say or questions to ask. Conversation starters. I have a meet the teacher tonight. First day is Thursday, at least out here in Alabama. You cannot wait to leave this state or not. Schools are actually really good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever been in Alabama. I've probably driven through Alabama, but I don't think I've ever like been there and hung out or anything, or lived there. I think I have a couple people in chat from Alabama though. Don't know why the audio cuts out after I type. Discord sucks. I don't know. It probably is Discord though. Oh god, I hope Peoples doesn't see the message in trade floor. It's very hard not wanting to join the move. Not many ops to get in on other than the 40% edge. 100. No, you're right. You're 100% right. Best loser wins. What's up, Elisa? Good to see you. Oh yeah, best. Okay, see, I knew I had a couple nerds in here who would know. I just saw those comments. My bad. Yo, what's up, Maddie Ice? What are you so hyped for? Welcome, whoever just joined voice chat. I don't know who that was. Yo, even when I'm not streaming, I have so many of you guys send me memes, and it is amazing. Oh god. Oh god, it's Sherman. Hogarth. Market wasn't ready for the prior levels, damn. Yeah, the Friday lows. Any sizable trade? Is this Nancy Pelosi? Oh my god, that's why you're so hyped. Damn. So your whole plan was just shorting That resistance? That was your whole plan? Oh, you were just kidding. Sorry, the heart covered the JK part. Jesus, dude, I was so hyped for you, even though it didn't even happen. I was also about to be like, wait, what contract was this? Because in my head, I'm like, 500%. That's a lot. Like, bro was grabbing a contract that's 2 cents. That's funny. I'm hyped for the full day. Rollout in the trade floor said that he wants... Hold up. Someone's confused at what I just said in chat. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. I was trying to answer Mike on trade floor. He was confused at what I was saying. Oh, that's what I was gonna see. Or say. I'm gonna bring in Daffy, D-Touch, Leland if I can. And if not, I'm just gonna bring Rollout in as well, so it's not just me talking. We'll have other people in here as well. Maybe Sinful will join in. Who knows? Give us a couple good laughs. But yeah, no, we'll do that on full day Friday. Full day Friday. I haven't said that in forever. $525 is a pretty important pivot point here. That'll be a big tell, depending on if it holds or cracks below. It'll be a good tell on short-term direction. Damn, coming at my throat. Maddie I said, I remember when full day Fridays included marbles. Elisa backing it up with marbles, comma, yes. Well, maybe that's what I'll work on tomorrow, because I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow. But maybe I'll work on getting something working. I don't know if it'll be marbles, though, because for marbles to work, we kind of need to be in Twitch chat. Like, we need to be on a Twitch account doing that, because it's integrated with Twitch, not YouTube, and that's the reason it doesn't work with our streams anymore, is because it's not meant for YouTube. So if we do like a marble session Friday, we're probably going to have to go over to a Twitch channel, and I'll just do like a free Twitch channel thing so nobody has to like re-click anything, because that's just stupid. And I just really don't have the desire to be on Twitch. But to play marbles, we will probably need to be on Twitch. And you don't need to pay to make an account. So that's the reason we probably can't play marbles on this stream on YouTube. The old way doesn't work anymore, where I could individually put your names in. That was like our that was our like reach. That was our way of circumventing it, but they fixed it. So, and I even saw other people go test it for me, and they got it to work. But then when I did it, or a couple other people did it, it was inconsistent, and it wouldn't work for me or a couple of those other people. So it was like a really weird, inconsistent bug as well. So I don't even know if they meant to block it or not, but it is for some people. But high key, if I could find like another game that's integrated with like YouTube streaming, that would be cool. But YouTube has like closed off shit, so it's not like Twitch where like they share the username. So I don't know. We'll see, but we'll get something working, because I know you guys did kind of enjoy playing that. It was kind of fun rooting for you guys, and then we started finding those maps where like you could actually like fall off the map and not even complete it. I thought that was pretty funny. We thought just finishing last was bad, but then we figured out you could die in marbles. No respawn. Good times. The amount of times we played marbles was actually crazy because I only did that once at the beginning, thinking you guys would hate it. I thought everybody was gonna find it weird and just like take it weird. Then it ended up being like the opposite. Everybody loved it and it was like, okay, we're playing marbles every week now. Ever since that update, it has not been the same. You're going to make me get an account. Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. It was kind of fun playing marbles, I won't lie. You knew where I was going with that. Don't know what you have until it's gone. You ain't lying. Marbles, rest in peace. Just put like a thing and put from 2023 to beginning of 2024. Rest in peace. Let's give IWM some love for a little. They've also had a pretty stellar recovery. 209, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 8, 21. They had like $21 of movement the other day. Give or take a few bucks. IWM moved a pretty good amount today too. What is their same week IV looking like? 6. Should probably try to trade this tomorrow, high key. IWM is probably going to be a fun one.
Kind of sucks when you're in this period of the market because you find yourself repeating yourself a lot, kind of just telling yourself certain things are ranging, certain things are setting up, wait for this, wait for that. But definitely good to remind yourself rather than just not saying it at all and then just going back to ignoring that and trading more or doing something you wouldn't otherwise want to do. So definitely keep reminding yourself of what you're trying to aim towards. If you guys are sitting here trying to trade something, great. If you're sitting here telling yourself to wait, wait. But don't stray away from whatever you were planning. Tweezer bottoms on SPY 15 holding that 525 level. That's a call out right there. Very, very good pattern recognition. And at a good spot. Pattern with positioning. So bulls showing they're still very strong above 525 is what Garden Trader just posted. Very, very nice post. And look how simple that was. You typed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, wait. Yeah, 9 things. You typed 9 things. It's super informational. Super helpful. Almost in the last 30 minutes of today's market. We're in power hour, of course. Stream's been going for just under 3 hours. How's the stream been so far? I know we started it pretty different compared to normal days, but I thought a later day stream would be kind of nice considering probably not a lot of you are going to be trading a bunch. But definitely be sure to drop a like on today's stream if you're in here. So tomorrow, I don't think we're doing a stream. Thursday, we have the swing stream around lunchtime towards power hour. I'll link that to all the members. And then Friday, we have full day Friday. So that's the rest of the stream schedule for the week for anybody who might be interested. And honestly, guys, whenever I'm not streaming, you guys shouldn't just go quiet. Like, you can still show up and chat and post stuff and post charts or whatever you want. I still post my levels even when I don't stream. A lot of my friends still post a lot of the trades in chat that they're taking even when I'm not streaming. So, still a lot going on. You could definitely still engage or just sit on the sidelines and watch. It's fine too. But really cool example of leadership and the different channels each morning too. I always see the same names popping up, posting the game plans in the morning. At the end of the day, some people posting potential swing plans or what the market might be trying to do, or just maybe a ticker that they might be watching. So, a lot of really cool leaders in the chat. Yeah, 525 seems to be an issue now. Kind of stuck between this 525 and 530 now. Which, again, this could be where we finish. We said this almost an hour ago. So there's a very high chance high of days around this area. I might keep this on the 15 minutes. Kind of nice to look at. I guess here's a cool question to ask everybody. What are y'all's favorite time frames to look at for smaller time frames? Not for swing trading or anything, but when you're looking at just smaller time frame trading, anything under the daily, what is your just absolute favorite go-to time frame to just analyze something on? Maybe not taking an exact trade on that time frame, but what do you just love to just watch a chart on? What's your favorite smaller time frame to watch things on? Because I always see people mention the 15, I see people mention the 10, the 30, the hourly, the 4 hour. I see people mention all of these, but which one of these is y'all's favorite to just kind of leave it on your screen and not really mess with it? You could just leave it on there for a bit and just relax. 15 and the 10, 30 and the 15. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. Everyone's different, so I thought I'd ask. Rollout said the 15 minute. Okay. Yeah, the 15 minute, the 10 minute, these are really nice because they're like calm. They're not super fast, but they're not super slow at the same time. I would say the 30 minute is pretty powerful. Even though you don't get as much information as quick as the others, it is still very powerful. I really like this one a lot. Sometimes when I'm literally just sitting here, or I'm not actually trading, I'll just throw up a chart I'll just leave it on the 30-minute and just leave it like that. Or sometimes even the daily. I know I said smaller time frames only, but the daily is kind of fun to just leave up on your screen and just watch the candle develop and just see how it reacts to certain areas of historic, importance and all that. It's just kind of cool. Ryan said the 1, the 5, the 15, the 30. Okay, so everybody's got a little variety here. And yeah, just kind of answering Sherman out loud, because I think this would help other people as well. But he was saying, do we have any swings on watch? He doesn't see much himself. He sees some retest stuff because of the greenage today, but no confirmation to really jump on anything. And I'm kind of in the same boat. I said I like a few setups in terms of what is next, but I don't really like anything in terms of right here, right now, jumping into a swing for this week. But I do think this is all really good because this is setting up stuff for the rest of the week. So maybe tomorrow and Thursday and maybe even early next week, we end up getting 60 different trading opportunities hit our screen, and that's just kind of be what it is. We're going to have this wave of, it feels like there's nothing, and then this wave of like a billion trading opportunities is going to hit us. So I think today is definitely one of those days where cash is definitely the safest option, but there probably are some nice gems hidden in the market somewhere. But in terms of everything I've looked through, I like a lot of potential setups. Like, I think Home Depot is a really good one. It just sucks they have earnings. I think Cat's a great one. Another one that just came off of earnings. I think a lot of the solars are looking good for more shorting. They just don't look as good because they are coming off historical lows. Charts like McDonald's, like good defensive stocks that went up during a lot of this, they're kind of on this parabolic move where they've now hit pretty major targets now, and they can actually just range trade. So kind of at a part of the chart where you're seeing a lot of inside bars, you're seeing a lot of 40% entry breakouts. You're seeing a lot of charts move back towards that 9 EMA, that mean reversion we talked about. Just trying to find that normality. So kind of a lot of in-between setups, I guess is what we could call a day like today. There's a lot of those. I will agree to that. But there are a few sticking out to me. Like, I think CRM downside looks okay. I think, what was the other one I said? I already forgot it because there's like literally not that many. But yeah, there's really only a few that are alright. Oh, HD, sorry, Home Depot. Home Depot and CRM. I'd say these are probably the two that stick out to me the most. In terms of like right here, right now, trying to catch a trade. Yeah, CRM actually looks really good for downside. You still like UNH for upside? Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, that healthcare sector is just insane right now. All of them are like up on a stick, and then like they actually have ranging now. They actually have like consolidation to hold them up there at these highs, so they don't have to dip lower right now. They actually could just keep going up. They're building like bull flag kind of looks. I can't even find any of them now. I'm trying to tell you. UNH. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, here's your stick, and then here's that little bit of consolidation, and then they're just kind of like testing the waters, but they're still holding higher lows. I mean, you have to be bullish on this until we see a break of this base. Like, you have to be. This is a very bullish chart. It's crazy what they've done during these past couple weeks. Go to the weekly. Yeah, that's wild. I think there's a couple other healthcare tickers too that are not maybe exactly like this, but they have that kind of similar look. But yeah, healthcare's been doing pretty good recently during all this. Yeah, here's J&J. I know that's not just all that, but I don't have a whole healthcare list, do I? UNH is like all of healthcare in my mind. In my head, they're just like the monopoly of healthcare. You know, those are some pretty good watches, though. But yeah, like I said, I think this is just one of those in-between days, and there probably is a couple good gems that are popping up. Like, this could end up being a huge retracement down, for all we know. But yeah, a lot of settling on both sides for both bull and bear, I'd say, because we've had large moves to the downside, followed by really good recoveries in a lot of the market, not just parts of it, but a lot of the market. Good stuff, though, Sherman. Leading by example. That's really what you got to do to kind of day in, day out, just try to get a better feel for what's possibly happening. And you're not really trying to look to catch the future or call out the future. We're not trying to do that. You're trying to put yourself onto these better charts or these better opportunities, because then you could really start catching more better outcome trades, I should say. Instead of catching, you know, two shitty opportunities, now you're catching, you know, instead of the lesser of two evils, now you're catching the better of two good trades, which is way better to aim for. Is this a certain percentage that I didn't even check? I'm gonna see. I didn't think so. Yeah, that level's pretty close. I'm just gonna leave that. Yeah, I don't really see too much that's sticking out. Like I said, it sucks Home Depot has earnings, because I think this is a really good one for short-term upside. Tan, where's Tan at? Where are you at? There you are. Tan, barely holding on for dear life, so Solar's in a very interesting spot. ON's in a pretty decent spot, but again, we have that SMCI earnings, so that'll mess with it. And then we have Nvidia end of month, so we got to keep that in the back of our mind too. At the end of this month, we have Nvidia to worry about. One hour is nice for looking for ranges on trend or trend days. Oh, okay. Yeah, I won't lie. I don't skim through the 4 hour that much, but I do pretty much skim through the hour and down a lot when I'm just kind of looking at a chart, just to kind of get a full view of it. Like if I feel like I've finished charting it, I finished looking at it, I take one good last look hourly all the way down, just to kind of make myself see every aspect of it and be like, okay, this is what it's trying to show me. And if nothing pops out, then cool. But every now and then, something very hopeful sticks out. I'm going to share a pretty cool post in the chat. Somebody that I follow and follows me back posted this. He said, "Human nature never changes." I thought this is a pretty cool image. This right here was the post I was trying to, I made this post, not that image, but I made an image similar to this, but I went back farther than that. I went back even farther and showed how certain events, like when Trump was president, we had trading deals and deadlines and all kinds of stuff that were causing things to happen, and it made the same price action occur. Brexit, the COVID crash, Omicron, the deleveraging. That's just crazy. Damn, we might have called high of day right on the dot. That's again just playing into probabilities. 17 minutes left. Probably going to see some crazy movement here. Up or down, I don't know. I just know it's going to be crazy. Miker said it's going to drill into close. Right as I was saying that. Is anybody sitting in any swing trades? You don't have to say if you don't want to, of course. But is anybody sitting in anything or any kind of lottos or any actual calculated game plan or anything like that? Or mostly everybody in here cash? Is everybody cash? I know I saw a majority of you earlier tell me cash. You're in Apple and Google swings. I'm assuming you're in longs. Yes, okay. Yeah, tomorrow's one of those weird days that, like, I can break down for you, but, like, I'm not going to be able to tell you what it will do. Like, I can tell you right now, tomorrow's either going to be an inside bar, but if we do get upside, it probably will be a big day because people are not expecting more upside yet. They're probably thinking, oh, it's going to slow down soon. It just had a day or two of going up after dropping super hard. Like, it'll probably settle soon, right? That's mostly what it should do. But there are that small chances that if we do get a green day, it's probably going to be pretty big because it's going to be surprising, and vice versa. If we do get a pretty nice breakdown, it'll probably be a pretty nasty day because it wasn't as expected. And that's really what a lot of those bigger days are days that majority opinion wasn't expecting something, which I know a lot of us are like, no shit, but it's like, it really isn't thought about that much though. You would think it's no shit. You're doing shop puts for a straight lotto. Oh, ER. Shop. I haven't heard of that one in a minute. Alright, let's see if positioning is good for you at least. Oh, it's not. But I see what you're doing. You're just going for ER. Okay. Well, I can't really judge anything there. He literally said it was a lotto. I think one of my biggest lottos was a shop put, actually. I couldn't tell you when it was. It had to have been back here. There's no way it was over here. Yeah, it was over here. It was when it was still above 100 when I did what I was doing. I want to say it was this day before earnings. Or this day. Yeah, no, it was definitely earnings. I think it was this day. I just remember it was one of the biggest earnings, and it was after it was 100. So that was probably the last time I've touched it, was February of last year. No, I'm sorry, of 2 years ago. So I haven't touched Shopify in a minute. And I remember the last thing I did was a shop put for earnings. But this is a pretty crazy chart. They always give off really good patterns. I need to probably add them to my watch list again and just try to do some good overnight swings again, because they do produce some pretty good patterns. But we gotta wait a little bit, let that earnings volatility die down now. But thank you for reminding me of that one. Oh, and we are getting a breakdown end of day so far. And then I look in here, somebody said they're in an SMCI lotto, and Mikey said SMCI strangle. Okay, okay. Which I do believe that is the way to go for earnings trades. Are you in a long or a short, Sean? If you don't want to say, you don't have to. It's not like you're forced to tell us. I'm assuming you're in a long lotto, though. I would assume that you're trading this to the upside. Long? Okay. I feel like that's the safe way to go on that one, too. Which there really isn't no such thing as safe when we're talking about earnings and naked options trades, but you know what I meant. Got about 10.5 minutes before the market closes. If you guys have anything you want to drop in the chat or let people know in here, let us know. It is the end of the day and end of the stream. Just to remind everybody, I will probably not be streaming tomorrow, but definitely tune into the Discord because a lot of the leaders are in there and they're active. Thursday we have the swing stream, and then Friday we have a full day Friday stream, so I will be here from open to close on Friday. I mean, it'll literally take an asteroid hitting my house for that stream to not happen on Friday. And that's not happening. Imagine. And we did get a 5-minute candle close under 525.20, possibly causing higher probability that we do push back lower towards not just other levels that we have here, but recent higher lows. So I'd say a big barrier that price is probably going to need to go push down towards to really show that selling is significant enough is to this level right here, 522.30s. You can see that just because price moved up from here, kind of held a little bit right here, and it came back down. They held here before moving back up, and you can see both those areas where they held here and here kind of line up. So might as well just watch that. Buyers are going to probably try to retake 525.20 before end of day, but if the selling does just ensue end of day, that's going to most likely where they be, most likely where they're trying to head. Is that 522.30s. Sorry, I was trying to say like 3 things at once. It came out really bad. And nice. Hey, everybody in voice chat. My bad. I didn't realize how many people we had in here. Welcome, everybody, though. Again, we were in the last 9-10 minutes of the day, just kind of watching the chart fizzle out for the rest of the day, but pretty good stream, though. We went over a lot of different things, answered a lot of different questions, and kind of just recovered some stuff, which is really, really nice, honestly. Not just for me, but for other people in here, too. A lot of the times, it's not really learning something new. It's really just kind of re-going over something and making sure it's concrete. But good luck on all the lotto earning. Good luck on all the random swings everybody's doing in here. As always. Definitely be sure to leave a like on the YouTube stream before you leave. It's definitely helpful. I kind of screwed myself because I left the stream on unlisted and I didn't realize, and then I went back and made it public, but it's okay. All the real ones joined. That's all that matters. Damn, they're actually looking like they want to go test that. It's 523.80 hitting. That's that first little hill. 522.30, 37, 522.40s. Next area underneath that. If this 10-minute dive does end up happening. Which I feel like this is pretty normal at the last 10-15 minutes. You really shouldn't be trading too much around this time because a lot of the time the market's either pulling back because it's end of day taking profits or maybe just rebalancing. Also vice versa. You could literally say the same exact thing but for going up. And then the main reason for why you wouldn't be going up or down end of day is just because there's probably something awaiting at the end of the day. A lot of the time you'll see the last 10-15 minutes do nothing when we have earnings that is being, waiting upon. But every day is different. I really wouldn't try to think about a science in the last 10 minutes of the day, but there's a lot of really cool reasons why you get such quick, rapid movement in the first 10, in the last 10, 15 minutes of the day. A lot of rebalancing too. Still pulling back. I miss your soothing voice, but it helps me trade better. I don't know, from what I saw, it looked like you were doing pretty fine. Got some pretty nice trades from what I saw. But I'm glad to hear I can help. You'd be surprised how many people say that when I come back. It's so weird. It's pretty funny, though. I just hope you guys don't make more mistakes when I'm gone. Like, I hope the mistakes are at the same level. Like, maybe you're making less of them. That'd be cool. Everybody. Because it's pretty cool to come back and somebody's like, yo, I just broke this new barrier in trading I've never done before, blah, blah, blah. It's really cool because it's like, it didn't take any of my help. Like, any of my active help. And that's what I like to see, is like a natural spurt of growth. Because then that person's like, not just more aware and like smart and stuff, but like also like just active. They're engaged. They feel motivated. They're passionate now because they just achieved something else. It's another step they took upon. It's super cool to see that in people, because then you just witness like someone going from just an alright active person to like super active, always around, always here for anything, like always charting, always trading, because they're just like, they're able to break those barriers on their own. Like, I don't know. It's just cool to see. Even if it's just small, stupid stuff, it doesn't matter. Even the small wins are huge. 522.60s, guys, we're only like 20 to 30 cents away from what I was saying was most likely going to be tested if this came down. They already tested the first part of this hill, which is about right here where this first hammer came in right here. The worst extent of it would probably be the bottom of that hammer around the meat of the bone right here where this candle stopped. Which they're pretty close to that. So I would say that's probably the fullest extent of this pullback so far. If they do go further, I'll be a little surprised. But this was the calculated pullback that we could talk about, was them going to this if this did fail. So nice to see that at least work out end of day. We got about 3 minutes left on the day. Do I need to post the polls? I'm going to post the polls message right now. If you guys want to go click on that, you can. I was actually pretty happy to see that we had a lot of people not trade yesterday. We had 13 people click not trade, which it should have been 14. I misclicked. I clicked bad on accident. I didn't trade yesterday. But really happy to see a lot of people didn't trade yesterday. That made me very happy. Yeah, let us know how your day was in the polls channel. Good job, Jack, calling out that retest. I saw you posted it as well. Bam! They hit the exact number we said, 522.37. Yeah. Rob Taylor said, SMCI, don't fail me now. Even pulling back past our target, that's crazy. Yeah, selling was definitely a little heavier at the end of the day. Good stuff, Jack. Made some updates as we... No, I saw that. I was watching your updates. I was doing it live stream. You had it there in the text chat. That was nice. Everybody was getting the same updates. That was really cool looking. Good call out, though. I'm glad you saw what I saw. Just looking at a potential pullback under a good level. That's it. And then where can it go? Looking back at recent higher lows, not even really using levels that we have, just going over this. Nice to see. You too, Ryan. Thanks for being here, man. I always appreciate when you tune in. I was still surprised we had that many people show up, honestly. That was still pretty cool. I didn't announce anything. We did it kind of a late stream, but I knew I wanted to finish the day off. Alright, let's go to SMCI. I gotta see how this does. See you, Maddie. Thanks for being here, man. I'll see you Thursday and Friday, unless you're not here Thursday. Just added confidence when we were thinking on the same page, even after I've been away for so long. Yeah, I mean, that's good. You should still have that price action intuition in you. But good job. That was nice to see. I wasn't going to watch this earnings with y'all, but I'll watch it for a little bit. See if we get any crazy movement. See you later. I'll be here both days unless I get pulled away. Hopefully not. But be safe, man. Thank you for being here. Hopefully the teacher meet goes good. For anybody tuning in, we're just chilling, watching SMCI to see if it gets any movement from earnings, but pretty much finished with the stream for the most part. But I saw a few people saying they were in this, so I thought I'd just watch it and see what kind of movement they get. Probably should have checked to see what time their actual call is. It could be at 3:30 for all I know. realistically, if it does get a pretty crazy earnings bounce, 700 is probably where it's going. Downside, probably the lows, whatever that is, 520s, 530s. It's got a lot of room to play with though, to do nothing though at the same time.